Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? I hope you're all having a great start to your Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining our stream. We are back on the hunt for shiny Deoxys. Olio, Rich, Cisco, Hodik, Kaylee, how are you doing? Curbs, good to see you from down under. Hope you're having a great day. I love my new jacket. Wadey, good to see you, my friend. And Bear Susie, I'm going to hunt this in Emerald. Copy soon. I did my Pomeg glitch and got the Mystic Aura tickets. I can do the Mew unless I have a Japanese copy of it. That's awesome. Well, good luck when you get around to doing it, especially in Emerald as well. Great game to do it in. But keep us up to date. Jump back into chat when we're streaming, when you've started the hunt. I'd love to hear if you've managed to snag them, especially the Mew as well. I got the Mew recently, so very exciting hunts to get in to do, especially activating them with the Pomeg glitch as well. Very cool way to do it. Wadey, good morning, mate. How are you doing? Mr. Browser, how are you? And also, Kaylee, good morning with the shiny Alolan hunt today. I hope you have a lot of luck with that one. Keep us up to date with how that one's going. Hopefully, we will see the Deoxys shine before 13,000. Today has got to be the day that we do it. Good morning, James. How are you doing this morning, mate? I hope you are well and having a great start to your day. Got to be the day today. It's got to be the day. The Pro Gamer, how are you doing, mate? We've got to see this Deoxys shine at some point. Carrie, good morning. How are you doing today? I hope you're well. Having a good start to your Wednesday. I'm feeling positive about today, if you can tell. I think we're going to get it today. I think we've got to just stay on the positive train, though. It's been a long road, but you're all still here. You've shared the journey with us so far, and it's going to pay off. We're going to get the Deoxys before August. We've got a few days to do it, so I'm hoping it is going to be the one. But what's everyone up to today? We've had a few hunts that are going on in the chat at the moment. If you've got any others going on in your games, if you're doing anything yourself, let me know. I'd love to hear what you're going after today, what your targets are. Maybe we can end the hunting altogether. Doing really well, just battling on Showdown. Looking forward to the Deoxys shine, I think before 13,000. I like the confidence, mate, and I hope the battling's going well. What are you playing? VG, singles, Ranbats? Hope you're enjoying it though, mate. Whatever format it is. Carry, I'm good, yeah. Going for Curum and Oras. What a great shiny to go for in an amazing game as well. Good luck with that one, Carrie. I hope you manage to snag it very soon. And why is the music? Where is the music? Music's very low. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. I was like, where's the music gone today? Hopefully it's coming through all right there now. It's very quiet there. I want to catch mine and a dive ball. Oh, very nice. Perfect ball for it as well. Perfect ball. Also know how to glitch the aura ticket into my leaf green copy. That's awesome because I had some help from my GB operator do that, which was, yeah, but there's always the thing, like, I always think with the glitches, I'd much prefer to go down that route to get those event tickets in game. I think it's like a way cooler way to do it because you're not then using any external devices, and I know it's possible to do. It's just like a longer roundabout route of doing it where I kind of took a little bit of the shortcut myself. But yeah, great hunts to do though if you can get them. BGC, Reg G, some really strong teams. I think people are getting ready for Worlds on here. Yeah, mate, definitely. Got to keep an eye on like the Kyogre team that's kind of going around, that Koraidon team as well. Was it the seniors player? I want to say Jamie, but I don't know if it was his name. But that one with Chiyu Koraidon, it's doing the rounds at the minute. That's pretty strong. Koraidon is definitely a surprise kind of pickup for me with the Venusaur. I think that might see a little bit of Player Worlds, especially if people can kind of refine that to suit into some of the more difficult matchups. The only problem is with the Koraidon is I feel like with the Flare Blitz being your kind of only move, it's one of those where you've got to really time the Flare Blitz so right in your match so the trade-offs are kind of worthwhile, because otherwise the recoil can put you in a position where most common things are going to be able to kind of snipe you off, you know. So I do like the Koraidon build though, the Sun build. It wouldn't surprise me if Sun does really well at Worlds. But then again, the Kyogre, the Grimmsnarl stuff has been doing really well. I can imagine a lot of players kind of maybe looking at that and saying, this is a solid enough build. It's going to be hard for opposing players to take down. So there's a few surprise things that I think are picking up a bit at the minute. And yeah, it's going to make worlds so interesting, isn't it? Dustin, how are you doing, mate? Good luck on the hunt. Currently working on 750 Frigibax eggs, hoping for the shiny, mate. I hope you manage to snag it very soon. There's not just one, but many Frigibax in there. You'll have to let us know how that hunt is going. Visiting clients in Geordieland. Nice today. So just lurking and listening on the sky. Nice, mate. Well, I hope you're enjoying it up there, mate. Beautiful. Lucky man being up there today. Hope it's good though, mate. And as always, great to have you jumping in the stream. Vader, how are you doing this morning? Good to see you. Polly, good morning. Hope you are having a great Wednesday morning. It's nice to be able to kind of jump back in, start a bit earlier today. Strage, still haven't caught it. I see. Still on the hunt for it today. So hopefully today is the day that we do get it. Try and max speed and have U-turn with Coridon. It's really good in the sunset. That's a nice one. I always think like having double sun. I've not really seen it yet where... like personally haven't come across it on the ladder too much, but Coridon and Torkoal teams, because I think having the double sun just gives you such a big advantage in like then you've got a fast mode and you've got a slow mode and it works with the Venusaur. I think then you can put in like Blood Moon Ursaluna, normal Ursaluna in there. You need a Trick Room setter for a graph. You're kind of eating up slots, Chi-Yu then, and it's like, well, can we cover everything with these Pokemon that we've got? But I do like the idea of like double sun. I love the idea of the U-turn on the Coridon as well, because you can really pin your opponent into like weather conditions. If you've got double weather on your team, especially if you lead like Coridon, Farigiraf, they've got no way to kind of fake you out to stop that kind of Trick Room setup. You can pivot out pretty freely into something like Torkoal, and then you've got like the Trick Room setup with the Farigiraf. You know, different situations. It's I think it's something to think about. Maybe we'll see it picking up a little bit of usage. Maybe I'm just talking crazy talk, but we'll see. Mr. Holbrookie, good morning to you, mate. How are you doing? Today's the day. It is, mate. It's got to be the day. I know yesterday while hunting a shiny Galarian Slowpoke, mass outbreak, no sandwich, got a shiny Finian, Inkay, and Tentacool before the Slowpoke. There's some nice finds, mate. And Roro Hugs, thank you so much for the subscribe. If you're joining us on the stream today, I hope you enjoy it and can witness the Deoxys shine finally after so many resets that we've done. But yeah, it's a good morning here. Put the bouncy castle up in the garden for the kids so they're having fun. I have a few minutes in the quiet. That sounds perfect. That sounds perfect. I'd be on the bouncy castle myself. That sounds fun. That's awesome that you got a bouncy castle as well. Vid, I'm doing great. Had an important oral exam yesterday and I scored a 1.0, best possible grade. I'm in such a high spirit since. That's awesome to hear. Congrats on the great score as well. That's amazing to hear. So yes, good reason to be in good spirits today for sure. Yes, you got the part in my team, Coridon and Torkoal. Ah, there we go. Okay, so the theorizing comes to fruition. Nice, mate. I like to hear it. Cole's currently hunting too. What are you going for, Coles? Let us know, mate. And good luck with the hunt, whatever it is you're going after. I hope it does pop up soon for you. Damien, today's the daily. Calling it right now. I love it, mate. I love it. Today's got to be the day. Hopefully it is. Hopefully we don't disappoint. We got it in lockdown and been a great investment, to be honest. I'm tempting instead of working. I know, I can imagine just looking out, glancing out the window and it's there. That's such a great thing to pick up though, especially if you've got space for it as well. Professor Oak, good morning, sir. Salute to you. How are you doing today, mate? I hope you're having a great start to your Wednesday. And yeah, mate, it's got to happen today. It's got to happen today. Masuda hunting shiny Rowlet and Violet. Nice, awesome, awesome hunt. Good luck with that one. Let us know if you do manage to snag it. I hope it doesn't take too many eggs to pop up. Such a nice shiny though. Olem, I'm shiny hunting Glimmer today. Glimmer today. Is that Glimora in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? If it is, great shiny. If not, let me know. Right. Still no Pokemon news though. I know we're going to be getting a mystery gift this Friday, so keep an eye out for that one. That Fuecoco. I think it is Roy's Fuecoco is going to be going live on Friday as a mystery gift. I don't know how long it'll be running for. Probably for a long time because it's one of the kind of anime associated mystery gifts. So If you have only one copy of the game and you don't have any of the starters, it's going to be a really good way for you to pick that up. I'll cover it, of course, as soon as it goes live with the code, etc. for however long it's running. And then we got the Dondozo on Thursday. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. That's going to be an interesting one to see what that kind of shapes up to be like when it goes live on Friday. And then that'll be running for a couple of weeks. And then I think that'll ease us into that Gimme Ghoul raid event, which is going to be the big test of the summer, I think. Getting that as a shiny in a raid, got to do it. I am determined to do it. So, and then we can host that. That will then lead nicely into, hopefully we'll have the Deoxys by then. That'll be enough time for me to do all the cloning in Emerald, get them up through Bank into Home, and then we'll do a giveaway for the Deoxys, and then it'll ease us into that Soul Silver Shiny Onion Nuzlocke hunt, and then we can finish that, and then who knows where we go. Do we take Riley up on their request and go into Pokemon Coliseum, or do we go a different route? But we got lots of things we can do before Zia comes out, and in between all of that, of course, we might get some Zia news. We might get some Zia news, which would be awesome if we do. So lots to look forward to. Roro Hugs, thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate that. What's your favorite Deoxys form? I have been saying the attack form. I always say that the attack form's always been my go-to, always my favorite one. I know a lot of people like the speed form because it's kind of like the sleeker version, but I'm being honest with you here. Since we put the defense form, because we're in Leaf Green, it is the defense form that we get in Leaf Green when we do manage to snag it. But since that sprite's been on the overlay, I'm liking the defense form more and more and more. So I'm like, I'm kind of split at the minute. I really like the attack form, but defense form is very much grown on me. What about yourself? What's your favorite Deoxys form? I don't think there's not any like really terrible ones either. Orange. There we go. I'm just gonna ignore the Dondozo and just focus on shiny hunting the Tatsugiri. You don't want the... I get that, but I would do one Dondozo raid just to get it with the Mightiest Mark, because it's kind of cool to have. Like, we don't get many non-first partner Pokemon with the Mightiest Mark. Like, we've had Iron Bundle, Mewtwo. Does Pikachu count into that? Or is Pikachu a first partner Pokemon because of Pokemon Yellow, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? I don't know, there's a grey area, right? But like, we don't get many non-first partner Pokemon. So, do you like my official terminology as well? I hope you appreciate it. But yeah, I would just say, like, just grab one, do the raid once, grab it, and then you can, yeah, do the Tatsugiri. But I don't know if that's what you were planning to do anyway, so maybe that was the master plan. But the Tatsugiri, I definitely want to get them all in their shiny forms as well. Such a great little Pokemon as well. So, and I saw the Worlds merch dropped yesterday, man, it looks so good as well. Ukulele, we've got the playmat, the Riolu plush with the little camera, so cute. The Azumarill, it's got a big flower on its head, so that's like one, you know, if I can't get over there, I'm gonna have to ask someone to try and pick that up for me. Thinking of restarting my Scarlet and getting the DLC. My main game is Violet, but I also have PLA to play through. Ooh, and Shining Pearl and Shinies to hunt and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Not enough hours in the day, mate. I feel you, mate. Like, that is sometimes what I think. The list, sometimes you think, wow, got all these things to do. Why am I worried about like a new game coming out soon? Yeah. When I get all these like little tasks done, man, your summer's going to be filled up though, between the World Championships when you're over there. And I guess even any downtime on evenings and stuff where you're like, I just need to chill out a bit. It's been a long day. You're going to be able to just jump into those and do those, mate. Pikachu is a first partner Pokemon. Come on, Lee. Sorry, Professor. I'm sorry, mate. Exaton, how are we doing today? I hope you're well and having a great day, and good to see you. Hope you're having a nice, what we like, hump day today, isn't it? Like middle of the week, isn't it? So always good on the run down to the weekend now. Yeah, the bulky boy is so cool, but I actually think the normal form is the best. The form that we encounter here, yeah, I love it, you know. It is very cool, isn't it? It is very cool. It's almost like I wish it could kind of just have it like that in its overworld form. Just the Mightiest Mark, then the shiny hunt in the Outbreaks, yes. Oh, there's a part of me that feels sad that I feel like I'm not going to get the Jumbo Raichu. I'm just like, and I know with my Violet, I'm on a countdown anyway because I need to make sure that I put that Gimme Ghoul event into my Violet copy. I don't know how I'd do it if the event finishes and we can't host it after that. Be a bit annoying. So I'm just gonna have to grind like a crazy person when that event drops. Go for that and play through that. Mate, Mon is great. It is very cool. I don't know if I see how maybe I will get all the shiny Tatsugiri first, then do the Dondozo. That is what I did for the Pikachu. That's a great idea, mate. Yeah, not to miss it. There is still a chance the A will release late next year. Yeah, like in my mind, I'm thinking that it's going to be a November release, 2025. That's when I think it'll drop. But I mean, at the minute, it could be any time 2025. We don't even have like a kind of place in 2025 when it's going to drop. At the moment, it's just could be any time. I don't know. We were talking about it yesterday and just saying, is it waiting on the Switch, the new Switch successor console to be released, to be shown before we get more information? Is it going to be like a release title on that? It could be. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see it released like early part of next year, but I don't know. I feel like for marketing reasons, it always makes sense to do it in that November time slot, because then you've got everyone kind of either getting it on release, or you've got that cohort of people that are going to get it for Christmas presents or whatever, you know. So it's a very good time of year to kind of release a game, I guess. And it's proven to be a good time, I guess, because Pokemon constantly release at that kind of time frame every year, well, a new generation, stuff like that. So the marketing team know their stuff. I just wonder whether they'll curveball it and maybe go for a different time slot. I don't know. I hope it's not like 2025 next year. Is a long time away, isn't it? How are we still on this? Groundhog Day, mate. Jace, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well and having a good start to your Wednesday. Great to see you in chat as always, mate. Excited and doing good. Masuda hunting some shiny Pokemon. Good luck with those. Which ones are you going after? But I hope the eggs shine soon for you. John, no headband today, mate. No, it looks kind of like I've got one in, but I got some new hair product. I don't know if it looks all right, but it's better without the band in, I feel, today. So we're bandless. I don't know if that's going to bring us any luck or not, but we'll see, mate. That's me and the Teensy Raichu, and I only have one copy of the game. Really hoping to get it after work today. I really hope you do as well. The amount of Raichus. It's just, I feel like every time I go to Mesagoza and speak to the NPC, it's just constant disappointment I'm fed back. Over 100 Alolan Raichus, and none of them have been Jumbo. Not fair. It's so fair, but it's just, yeah, it's just a grind. I will keep trying, but I just feel like the timer's on now where yeah, it's gonna be a tricky, hard one. Rose, good morning. How are you this morning? Hope you're well. I assume it's very early over in sunny Florida. I don't even know if it'll be sunny over there at the minute, but I hope you're well. Great to see you as always. Pro Gamer, probably keep the shiny Gimmighoul, as I don't know, because the shiny Goldingo is kind of bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best shiny, but it's nice to have it as a shiny, especially with your own OT as well. And that'd be the nice thing if we can host the raids. It means that you can kind of catch the shiny Gimmighoul with your own OT, which is nice. And I think a big thing, it's such a hard event, it would be a nice thing, you know, a little thing that I could do for you guys to be like, thank you so much for always coming by the streams every day and supporting like you do, just to be able to host it for you guys that maybe don't have the time to hunt it, and then be able to snag that one, because especially for those of you that are doing the like shiny living decks as well, it's not the easiest one to get, and this event kind of is the significant one that you would need to do to be able to complete that shiny living decks as best as possible to what we can complete it to, you know, in Scarlet and Violet. So it's insane. I got my Jumbo in my first sandwich. I love to hear it. And it's also the Destiny mark. Gotta post it on Twitter. You got to post it, yeah. Destiny mark and Jumbo. That's crazy. What a combination. Like, the odds for that must be just astronomical. Crazy. So good. I love it though. You might be thinking, oh, Yeah, you've done 100. I did it in 1. Just shows the techers, the pure techers that you've got, Vader. Afroman, good to see you. Good afternoon, mate. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. Good to see you in the stream as always, my friend. And I hope today is the day that we can repay all of this support and get the Deoxys. Hope they give the shiny Roman form gimme goal on go at least. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, because it's available in there. Be cool if we could get the shiny. I think it will shine at 13,001 Afroman. I hope you're all right, mate. We're going to be creeping up on that pretty shortly. And then the next hour, we should be there. Don't feel bad, Vader. You gotta own that shiny. Use your, and just, yeah, showcase those skills that you've got. UDM17, how are you doing, mate? Good morning. I hope you are well today, having a good Wednesday. It's great to see you, mate. What are you up to today? I am feeling optimistic. I think I've got to, mate, at this point. I think like we can't be anything other than that, you know? Glass half full. Just having mad anxiety pangs that like I'm gonna be chatting and I just reset over it. I don't know what I'd do if I did. That would be like the worst shiny fail, I think, in the history of shiny fails. After all this time, be brutal. Right now, I'm just playing through my other account to trade legendaries in my main account because I traded it away for Scarlet exclusive mon and other mon as we need, mate. I hope the playthrough is not too rigorous and you enjoy it, mate, when you're able to do it. My eyesight is not the best. I'm pretty sure that even if I find one in a raid, I won't notice it's shiny because they both look like they're so similar, mate. They have not made it easy at all. It would be like half the battle, I think, if we went into the raid and then, well, there would be no battle if we had just the shiny animation. It's like, just give us that. There's no other indications. There's a tiny little subtle color difference. But other than that, it's so difficult. And without having like increased odds, you never know. This time around, they have changed some of the 7-star raids that have been repeatable. Like we'll take the Pikachu that's running at the minute for an example. When it first came around, there was a good chance you could get it with the you could get a jumbo-sized Mightiest Mark 7-star raid Pikachu, right? But they fixed it this time around. So I think the weight is I think the size of it's locked to about like on the scale from 0 to 255. It's locked in at I think around 128. So they have changed it. So there is maybe the chance that they increase the shiny odds slightly, and they don't need to do it massively. They just need to give us a little helping hand, I think, because there's obviously lots of people were able to grind it out the last time the event went live, but it does really come down to luck because of the time that the event runs, the amount of checks that you can do. You can't check the raid den before going in if it's a 5-star, 3-star, whatever. So it's only the 5-star that can have the possibility to be shiny. It's a very difficult hunt. And, you know, when you break it down, how many dens you can check in the given hours in a day, you might not even be able to check enough dens to get to just odds. So I'm like, they increase it, you know. What did they do with the Sword and Shield? I think it was like a 1% shiny increase. So you got additional rolls. I don't know how many that equated to, but it made it a lot more feasible to get. And especially because it's very difficult to see, it would be just nice if they were like, there you go, we've increased shiny odds for you. Have fun. Good luck with it. That would be nice, you know, but we'll see what happens. It might just be how it was last time. They may not be able to kind of go in and code and fix things in a timely manner, because we know they're up against it most of the time for doing other things. So we'll see what happens. Even Sword and Shield had the sparkles in there. I know, yeah, it was cool as well because you could see if it was like a star or a square shiny. Now we don't even have square shinies is a thing. Sad times. Really stripped it back for Scarlet and Violet. Alec, good morning, mate. I hope you're well. Very best wishes for today, Hunt, and thank you, mate. I hope you're having a great start to your Wednesday. It's good to see you in chat as always, mate. I hope you're having a fantastic day though, and you're bringing the luck with you. Still think they should add the sounds to raids. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Like, even just, yeah, you don't need to do it in the overworld, but for the raids, just some indicator that we know it's shiny. Just make it so much easier, especially for those harder to see. Still no blue owl for you. It will come, calls. Don't worry, mate. Have the patience. They're also encouraging day skipping with this kind of an odd mentality. Yeah, I think you have to take advantage. Like, there's no way you could do the hunt without doing that. But I never think of that as something that they would discourage anyway. I just think it's how the games are kind of like the dens are programmed into the game. You know, I think if they looked down on that as something that they didn't want players to do, that would have been patched out. Because you look at like BDSP, right? And for the kind of the timed events in that game, if you play with your clock in BDSP, it suspends all of those timed events. So you have to wait like 24 hours before you can even start to take part in those again in game. So I do think if they were against that sort of thing, they would have implemented a system where you weren't able to do that. I think as well, because there's a lot of things, especially in competitive, you're not doing anything that's like, I guess, classified as cheating. You know, you're just speeding up the process to be able to, you know, build your teams quicker, catch the Pokemon that you want a little bit quicker, get outbreaks that you kind of want. It's just a means to an end, you know. The shiny sound removal post Legends Arceus is one of the biggest betrayals in anime history. It would have been nice to see it. I understand why they might have done it, because it feels more like it's kind of true to real life in an open world game, because, you know, in real life you're not going to be, you know, going around and you hear a random shiny noise sparkling in the distance because there's a random different colored bird over there, you know. So I kind of get that. It does make it a lot harder though, and you know my arguments with why I think it could be just an option that they have to toggle on or toggle off, because people have color impairments. Not everyone sees colors the same. I just think if there was a way to identify the shinies a little bit better for people that maybe can't see color like the consensus of other people, it would be better for those cohort of people, you know. But we'll see what they do in Gen 10 in ZA. Pushnut, how are we doing this morning? Good to see you. I hope you're having a great start to your Wednesday, and thanks for joining. The Barinos, how are we today? Hopefully today will be the day. I'm praying that it is. Aaron, good to see you as well, mate. How are you doing so far today? For each step that they take forward, they take 2 steps back. I think a lot of the time is, though, when you're looking at like development of a game, you've got to think like stuff that was tested in PLA will probably not be, you know, if it was things that they were testing to potentially implement in a main series title, you're probably not going to see that for 2 generations because of the development time, because they run in tandem to each other. So I get what you're saying, but really when you're looking at it from an outside perspective, PLA and Scarlet and Violet were probably on a similar development track when, you know, they weren't too far away from each other being released, right? One was February, one was November. So development terms, you know, if you've got something that you're wanting to test out in one game and there's a game further down the line that's released and you're not going to implement those new changes into that new game, you're going to really have the whole process play out in that first test game with like what was PLA, and then say, okay, these worked, this was good, we can implement this stuff in the next generation, say, and go about it that way. So that's what you'll probably see, integrations from PLA, things that work, that they like, that they think they want to take forward, and that would probably be like Gen 10. And the same could be said for ZA. So new things that we might see in ZA when they drop, that probably won't be till Gen 11 if we get Generation 11, you know. So it's always going to be that staggered approach. And then a lot of things that they do test out might just be like that they decide isn't going to work in the main series titles, or it's not really the direction they want to go, it didn't work out how they wanted it to. There's so many different things I think that play a big part in not getting that sequential kind of changes in a series of Pokemon games, you know. Loving the shiny counter interface. Did you program it yourself? I did, mate. Yeah, I did. I do all the overlays myself. Yeah, but thank you so much. Very kind of you to comment, mate. I really appreciate that. Not to mention all the shinies that barely look different from the originals. Yeah, well, they're the ones. I'm always thinking, like, I'm always hopeful, like, in future generations, are they going to implement something where we could maybe have customizable shinies, you know, or would they ever introduce an even rarer shiny variation of a Pokemon? So you would almost have, you know, you'd have the normal Pokemon, you'd have the shiny, and then you'd have an ultra shiny. You know, are they ever going to do that? Where the odds are maybe for the ultra shiny are going to be like 1 in 8,000, you know, like what the odds were pre-gen 6. So I don't know, they might do something like that. Or was it Gen 5 where the odds changed? I can't remember, one of the two. But yeah, maybe something like that. Could see it. There's a lot of things they need to change to toggles, experience share, battle animation, switch and set. Yeah, that'd be nice if we had like all of those different options, wouldn't it? I think people would appreciate like all those quality of life updates as well. Ken, how are you doing, mate? It's been a little while. Haven't seen you for ages on here. Hope you're doing all right, mate, and keeping well. Family's good and things. People like me who are colorblind, that's the main reason I don't worry about shinies. Exactly, my case rests there. If you had the shiny, if there was just a toggle where you could just turn on, I think that's probably something to think about, you know? If you could just toggle it on, have the either a shiny animation and maybe a sound effect animation, you know, for people that do have those difficulties identifying different colors. I think that is such a good workaround, because then it opens the door up to, like, you know, anyone going and getting involved in that. What device are you playing this game on? A GameCube and a Game Boy player with a cartridge of leaf green. Joel, how are you doing this morning? I hope you're well, having a good Wednesday. Great to see you. Sean, salute to you, mate. How are you this morning? Would love another Scarlet and Violet DLC. Oh, me too. I would love another Scarlet and Violet DLC. Still other Pokemon they could include that would totally flip the competition on its head. I mean, that would be a really easy way, you know, for them to especially expand like competitive play for another year, because they could go on to GS Cup and then they'd have so many different options with what they could do, introducing other Pokemon, you know. Or they could start the season out if there was a new DLC. I don't think there will be in time for like September coming around, but you know, yeah, there's stuff that you could do. Bits of Dreaming, happy to see you streaming today. It's great to have you in the stream joining us, mate. I hope you are having a great day yourself. Ken, super shiny, like Super Saiyan. Yes, mate, exactly like that. Then when you encounter it, we get the the copyright infringement. Ultra Instinct music playing. Do, 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 do. Yeah, love it, mate. I would love it. Fabrinos, do you think that Aggron is a good Pokemon? Don't think about the typing. Yeah, I like Aggron a lot. I really love it. I tried to make it work in competitive back in the day a lot. Its design is absolutely amazing. One of my favorites. And it's crazy to think, like, you look at the evolution line, you started like this cute little Aaron, and then you go up, and then it's like this monstrous. I think it's because it's kind of reminiscent of Tyranitar in a lot of respects. You know, it's got that kind of same, where it has that huge stature as a final evolution. Yeah, I love it. I do love it as a Pokemon. Even its typing, the Rock Steel, it's good typing. Obviously, it has some glaring weaknesses that give it a hard time, but outside of that, yeah, I do like it as a Pokemon. It's very cool. Phantom, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Hope you're well, mate. I remember encountering a shiny Badoo in Pokemon Diamond back in the day and accidentally knocked it out. The pain. Sorry, I haven't been here. Schoolwork and work have been kicking my butt lately. Don't apologize, mate. It's just great to see you whenever you can jump in. Absolutely no time to spare, and I appreciate you dropping in, mate, whenever you can. But I hope everything's easing off a little bit now for you over the summer, man, and you can have a little bit of time out. Of course, though, you're on the countdown still to that Japan trip, so still looking forward to that, mate. Even if you get no rest over the summer, you've got that to look forward to, and that is going to be probably not going to be a restful trip, but it's going to be a very memorable, enjoyable one. Are you excited for Poplio? Poplio coming to Pokemon Go? I didn't know, mate. When is that happening? I'll have to make it a dedicated effort to make sure to get some of those. Sebastian, how are you doing, mate? Good morning to you this morning. Good morning to you this morning. I love repeating words for some reason. I hope you're well though, Sebastian. And great to see you in the chat. The ladder is so cooked right now. What are you playing at the moment, mate? Dorzo everywhere, Muck, Smeargle stuff, and Bird and Drip. And minimize Baton Pass. Oh, all the treats, yeah. It's like the crazy season. Indeedy, Psychic Terrain, Drift Blim, Baton Pass. I mean, if you can get it to work, you know? Yeah. We'd have to wait 10 minutes while the shiny powered up to super shiny, yeah, mate, yeah. Just sitting there, just watching it. Go from shiny into super shiny. New Scarlet and Violet DLC would be Nimona being arrested and charged for fighting, harassing other trainers. Often been in therapy for unresolved childhood trauma. Don't. Oh, my heart hurts for Arvin. I'm being serious, like his story, I'm like, oh, it just makes me sad. I love Arvin as a character. He's probably one of my favorite characters, I think, in all the Pokemon games. Yeah, Penny's cool as well. Penny going bankrupt after. I feel like Penny would be the one going to jail for like hacking scandals, you know? She'd get caught hacking in. Yeah, funny though, mate. Could you imagine the adult DLC? You have to break all of these. You have to break Nimona out of jail, rescue Penny from secret services that have captured her services, and yeah, help resolve Arvin's childhood trauma. 31st of August. Oh, so we've got a little bit of time before it does drop. That's exciting though. That's exciting. End the summer off in style. Open Ultra Moon speedrun brings in the luck. Oh, mate. Ultra Moon speedrun. What's the record for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon speedruns? Can't imagine they're the quickest to run through. I'd imagine like 5-6 hours. Maybe it got to be less than that. Got to be less. I don't know. Does anyone else think that although com days are good in a way to give massive shinies, they do devalue the shinies that people caught previously to the com day? No, I don't think so. Like for me personally, because I don't think you could ever devalue how you got a shiny in the first place. I think if you got it in a community day, it's obviously a lot easier because the shiny odds are increased. But I guess it's like down to the perspective of the trainer, the Pokemon that's caught, like the player that's caught, you know. I know people that do community days and don't get a single shiny from them, and you know they try hard, you know, so it's not like it's not a given. So it does definitely make it a lot easier. I've had a lot of my shinies are from community days when I've been doing them, but I don't think it devalues them, you know. It's like saying if they did a community day for Mew, right, and then shiny Mew is like a lot more accessible. It's nice in a way because like a lot of people are going to be able to have shiny Mew, right? But it doesn't devalue my shiny Mew that I've got from Emerald, because I hunted in Pokemon Emerald, and that hunt is totally, in my mind at least, I always class that as a separate hunt altogether from like anything else. So like all of those Alolan Raichus shiny that I got, like over 100 of them, I don't think that's like, you know, that for me wouldn't devalue anyone that was in like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon and caught that Alolan Raichu in there. I'd still say your shiny's like way more valuable than anything that I've got from the mass outbreak events. But at the end of the day, they're still shiny, right? So it's still cool to have, you know? Tabu Lele, Never Melt Ice, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're all well, having a great day. I'm at 750 eggs for Sprigatito, nothing yet. Phantom, I hope it shines soon. It's got to, mate. It's got to. In calls, so speedrun world record for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, 5 hours 23. I wasn't too far off then with my guess. Man, I would love to be able to run through that game in that amount of time. That would be epic. Speedrunners are crazy good though, aren't they? They know all the tricks. William, good morning, mate. Hope you're well, having a good day. Good to see you. He loves Ultra Sun and Moon, so I'll attempt the speed run. I'd probably love it a little bit more if I could burn through it in 5 hours. I feel bad. It's not a bad game. It's just I just personally don't enjoy Alola that much. It's not my favorite region. I want to do a shiny only run in Brilliant Diamond, but don't know whether I will have the patience to do it. I think that starter hunt is once you're past the starter hunt, I think the rest of it would be a lot easier, but that starter hunt is very daunting to do. But if you go for it, good luck to you. I hope you get it very soon. Oh, the thought of it. I don't know what would be worse for me, doing that starter hunt in BDSP, which would be really appealing to do because I love Sinnoh, so I would love to jump in and do something like that, or doing an X and Y starter shiny, like a shiny run in X and Y, because I think X and Y is almost a little bit easier, right? Because once you get the starter in X and Y, you get the shiny starter, the rest of the game is kind of open to you, and you've got some really awesome ways to shiny hunt in those games to make it a bit easier. But that initial start, to get the shiny Pokemon, all the dialogue that you have to go through with the other trainers, and that whole process before you can even check the starter and see if it's shiny, it's so painful. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. Oh, it would be very worthwhile though. I don't know what I would hunt either. It would have to be probably Froakie, I think. I'd probably have to go for a shiny Greninja. Although Chespin would be cool. Chespin would be the one. I guess it's just based on if the holder of the previously caught shiny finds it devaluing. Yeah, I guess that's probably more like it, you know, depending on high plays Pokemon. I've never really looked too much into it, Cole. Don't know too much about it to really make a valid opinion on it, you know, mate. I'd have to find out a bit more about it and look at it. People that try to get a lot of shinies in community day are normally dedicated to Pokemon Go rather than general Pokemon fans. Yeah, I know there's this huge thing about like Pokemon Go shinies not being as worth much. I never see it like that, because I think, you know, it's hard getting shinies in Pokemon Go. It's easy in some cases, but it's hard as well, you know. It's not an easy thing to do to get shinies in that game. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like the little Go symbol that you get in shinies, but I guess that's because I don't have many of them in my Pokemon home and stuff like that. Okay, this is 12,800. Is it going to be the one? Are we going to get it on a nice round number? Come on, Deoxys, let's channel. You're letting us down again, Deoxys. How dare you? Beefy, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you this morning. I hope you're well, having a great Wednesday. I'm Heath. I'm ready to beef. That has to be the tagline. You think they'll keep shiny locking every legendary in future gens, including returning mons and DLCs? I hope not. There's a part of me that worries about it a little bit because of how they did it with Scarlet and Violet, but another part of me that just thinks, did they do it in Scarlet and Violet because they're working on bigger and better things and they're already pushed to the limit with staff and being able to do the work that they've got coming up for ZA and other titles, other things that they're doing, right? So was it easier for them just to shiny lock the legendaries in Paldea, or was it purposely done where they're like, okay, shinies need to be harder to get now going forward? I don't know. Part of me wants to say no, because I guess one thing that they could be trying to do is, you know, when you look at like what games shinies are accessible, and it's always like a third game normally, you know, like that, like Emerald or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But most so shinies are available more in the remake games. That's when they've unlocked everything, especially like common, like more recent games, I should say, like BDSP. We could get pretty much everything in those games and they weren't shiny locked. So there's an appeal there for you to go in as a trainer to be like, okay, well, this game's actually worth picking up because I can shiny hunt a lot of these rarer Pokemon in this game that I wouldn't have been able to do anytime before now. So I wonder if they're going to exclusively do that for like remakes, if they're doing stuff with Pokemon Works in the future? Or are they going to specifically allow certain Pokemon to only be huntable in remake titles, and then that you've got a huge draw for people that might otherwise be like, I've played this game before, I don't really want to run through it again. But then if you kind of give the incentive to be like, you can actually shiny hunt Victini in this new remake of Black and White, there's your reason enough for a lot of people to pick it up. So maybe they do that, I don't know, I hope not, but yeah. Do you think we'll ever get a way to legit get Victini shiny? I do think we will, but I don't know. It's all up in the air though with the shiny hunting thing. I think what they did with Scarlet and Violet in the DLC, it's just put such a kind of question mark about which direction they want to go with everything. I hope they don't in future games. Like, I think it's fine for them, you know, with legendaries and the box legendaries to shiny lock those in their first debut title. But to do it with like returning legendaries that we could already shiny hunt in older games that we can't shiny hunt in these games, I don't know. I don't know if it was just it was easier to shiny lock them from a development perspective, or yeah, it's just, I guess because we don't know, we just have to kind of, you know, speculate like we do with a lot of things. Slightly Taco, how are you doing, mate? I hope they make the Kalos decks overall bigger in ZA than were X and Y. Don't care if the deck contains new regional variants or just completely new Pokemon. Wasn't the X and Y decks very big though? It was one of the biggest decks we've had, I think, overall when you look at the national decks. But yeah, it'd be nice if it was a big old chunky decks, wouldn't it? Zachary, still no shiny, no. Hopefully today, mate, is the day. Any news on that Strava group that was mentioned yesterday? Oh yeah, I need to pick up on that. We need to get that in the disc. I don't know if it was dropped in the Discord. I think they went overboard with the shiny locks, especially with the DLCs, because I think it then gives people, we've said it like multiple times before, it would give people a reason to keep coming back into Scarlet and Violet, because lots of people are dropped off from playing Scarlet and Violet now because they feel like there's not really anything new to do in the games or anything that they haven't already done before. Whereas I think, you know, especially if they'd unlocked Glastrier, Calyrex, and Kubfu, it would have been really cool, because it'd be the first time you'd be able to shiny hunt those Pokemon and then, you know, get all of the other legendaries that are available in Paldea with that Paldea mark, you know, as a shiny. And with the sheer amount, because there's 25 in total, it would have given people so much to do, you know. I think like we would have still probably been in Scarlet and Violet now, and yeah, you can look back and say, well, we might not have done this Deoxys hunt, we might not have done the Heart Gold Soul Silver stuff, but at the same time it's like, well, they would have been there for whenever we kind of wanted to go and do them. But yeah, I don't know why they made the decision on it, but it must have been for some reason. I guess we'll never know either. Also, good morning to everyone still hoping to get an announcer at Worlds. Oh, mate, it would be nice. It'd be nice. Should be soon, I reckon, when they're going to announce it all. But yeah, it can't be too much longer. Worlds is not far off, is it? Ever hunted for a shiny and Heart Gold Soul Silver starter? I'm on Div 4 now with soft resetting. Starting to lose my hope. Keep going. Yes, we did it recently on the channel. We're actually in the middle of a Soul Silver shiny only hardcore Nuzlocke run. So we did 2 shiny starter hunts in those games. We got Chikorita and then we got Cyndaquil, because we did them over 2 carts on 2 3DSs. But our team at the moment is, so we got the Cyndaquil, we got the Chikorita, we got Geodude, we got Mareep, and we got Heracross. Our latest one was Heracross that we got from Headbutton Trees. So yeah, we've got 5. We're going to pick up the Gyarados. That would be our team of 6. And then we're going to make our way through Johto, do the gym leaders. Then we're going to hunt for shiny Lugia before we take on the Elite 4. And then we're going to do all of Kanto as well, and probably do some more hunts in Kanto as well. So yeah, it's been a fun run. But yeah, keep going. We spent a long time with the starter hunt and Heart Gold Soul Silver. Most importantly to me is that they take more, what was that? They take more time to develop any new Pokemon day and polish it. Yeah, I think that's basically it now. When we know there's going to be time between games, it feels like there is just going to be, hopefully, that better production value at the end of it. If they faithfully remake Black and White, they have to shiny lock Victini. If they faithfully remake it, yeah. But then they faithfully remaked like BDSP as well, didn't they? And there was some stuff in that was available, like Arceus, you know? So I don't think they necessarily need to keep stuff shiny locked in games. I think it would give reason for people to get those games, pick them up, and go back and play them again, you know? Rich, I'm mainly a Pogo player and I still feel like they aren't worth as much. If I can find a shiny rank 1 for GBL, then I'll consider it good. I mean, yeah, if you can combine the shiny with something that will work in competitive, I mean, that's a gold dust, isn't it, mate? Yeah. It's interesting hearing everyone's opinions on it, though. Victini lore is centered around Liberty Island. The tower the statue is found within was gifted by Kalos, so maybe some Kalosian background lore to Victini in ZA. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. I mean, that would be great to have that whole, yeah, all the lore from that and the transfer over of Liberty Island and stuff like that. That'd be very cool. The Gen 6 new Pokemon was the smallest one in it if you could count in comparison to previous generations. There was only around 70 new Pokemon Pokedex. Yeah, I mean the national decks overall slightly taco. You're right though, with the regional decks was not the biggest, was it? Went to another device and went to YouTube, and you were the second recommended video. I appreciate that I was, and appreciate that you've come in and you joined us today. Great to have you here. Professor Org. I like that they gambled on the story and the open world, but there is also a bigger part of me that says if the game was... mate, I'm sorry you didn't have a good time in it. It saddens me that that's how you feel about it as well. Since Pokemon like Calyrex is a huge part of VGC right now, I'm surprised they aren't accessible in Scarlet and Violet, yeah. But they know that they can make some, you know, dosh from you having to buy Sword and Shield, and then, I mean, if you look back in history, they've always done it, right? I mean, we've had that, John Stone did a video recently about Emerald and completing the decks in that game, how much it costs and what games you needed to be able to get all of the Pokemon in that game. You needed like so many other games to be able to complete them all. So it's a kind of a pattern that they continually do. It is sad because they did a raid event for Calyrex in Scarlet and Violet. It would solve a lot of people's problems with, you know, the exclusivity. But we got the Paradox Pokemon as well. You know, Crown, Iron Crown, Raging Bolt, big popular Pokemon. If you don't have Pokemon Scarlet, then you're pretty stuck. You need to go and buy that game, you know, to access those Pokemon. So it makes sense from a business point of view, because yeah, you want people to buy all of your products and you got to give them a reason to buy all of those products. Well, there's your reason, you know, as a competitive player. That's what you need to do, especially in earlier formats. If you wanted the Hisuian Pokemon, you needed to buy PLA, or most of them anyway. They did throw a bone with Ursaluna and then Blood Moon Ursaluna and the DLCs, but then again, you needed to buy the DLCs, yeah. So if you do get to be an announcer, does TPC pay for your trip, or is that out of your own pocket? Do they pay you, or is it just more about exposure for you? No, mate, it's like any other job, so you would get paid for it. The exposure didn't really help the channel too much, because I don't know, most of the time people come to the channel and then say, oh, I've seen you casting. So it's never really like the casting. It all obviously helps out, but it's not really, yeah, I wouldn't have said the exposure from casting has been any help to why the channel's done well, you know. So if 1 + 1 = 2, what are the chances we get shiny Deoxys within 100 resets? 0? 100%. I don't know, mate. What do you reckon? What's the answer to that? Maybe is my answer. Can you imagine if they gave Victini Victory Dance +1 V crate, 1-hit KOs Dragapult? It's a scary one. It's very strong, isn't it? It is very strong. Finally finished the teal mask last night. David, amazing to hear. Do you need to finish Indigo Disc, or can I already get Alolan Raichu outbreaks in the terrarium? I think as long as you're able to enter the terrarium, you'll be able to have those events appear there. I don't think you need to finish the games. So as long as you can access the Indigo Disc, you should be good to have those outbreak events spawning in your game. Awesome though. I hope you enjoyed the teal mask. Great game. I love Kitakami, such an amazing region. I wish my one wish is to have another game where expanded just in Kitakami, you know. I would absolutely love that. Spend more time there if I can. May have allegedly downloaded Platinum for emulator last night for my first playthrough of it. Allegedly, in theory. It's all speculation at this point. Oh mate, allegedly. Hope you enjoy your playthrough of Platinum. It's a great game. It's an amazing game. It's very expensive to buy the cartridge. I don't know where my original one went, so I picked it up recently, and yeah, it was not cheap. It was not cheap at all. It was quite a low print run of Platinum. I don't think there was like as many carts as you would normally see for like other games as that one, so makes sense why it's hard to pick up. Decided to skip shiny hunting the start, as don't know whether I will regret it later on. Maybe. I mean, you save a lot of time doing that, but yeah, there's always something about having like a shiny starter and a playthrough is always good. No, you don't need to apologize, Professor Oak. You're entitled to how you feel, mate, and you can't change that, you know. I think it's just sad for me because from my perspective, I thoroughly enjoyed Scarlet and Violet, and I guess because I don't know, there's a part of me that can look past a lot of the things that maybe like hookups for a lot of other people. And to enjoy it so much and then to hear that people haven't enjoyed it, you know, it's like, it's sad. It's like, I want like everyone to be like how I feel about it, you know, but it's not as easy as that. Everyone's got their own opinion and, you know, things that they get upset about, not satisfied with, you know, and you're all entitled to that. That's the thing. On the channel from watching VGC streams, so I don't know if it does happen. There we go, Zach. There we go. You're living proof of it. I appreciate it though. I appreciate it. Maybe use the daycare for eggs for the starters later on. That's not a bad idea to do. Yeah, you can Masuda hunt it. Oh, but how are you doing, mate? Happy hump day to you as well, mate. I hope you're doing all right, having a good Wednesday, and I want you to bring in some luck with you today. We need this Deoxys. We need this done before 13,000. Imagine if we can snag it before 13,000. This one is the one. Is there a GB operator for Nintendo DS games? There isn't. Bits of Dreaming. We've been talking about it for a long time. Like, are they gonna make one for DS games, for 3DS games? It'd be so good. It'd be such a good little device, wouldn't it? It'd be great. But at the moment, as it stands, no, there is nothing other than your DS, 3DS to be able to, DSi, I guess, as well, to play on 2DS XL. I don't like that the DLCs are practically post games. So if you don't buy the DLC, your game won't have freaking post game. Yeah, it's I mean, there is stuff to do in Scarlet and Violet. I mean, I guess though, when I think about like what I spent my time in Scarlet and Violet doing between like finishing the game and then the DLCs coming out, there was a lot of time, you know, completing my Pokédex to get the shiny charm, shiny hunting with all those new methods, you know. We had raid events all the time, so I felt like there was a lot to do post game in Scarlet and Violet, you know, even without the DLCs. But then the DLCs kind of added that extra stuff to do on top of it. But I don't know if it was just because it was newer at the time, but I felt like there was still so much to do, you know, and you're still discovering new things to do when the game dropped. The allegations are true. I'm excited to give Sinnoh another chance. I want to love Sinnoh. Sinnoh's a great region, mate. I have a map of Sinnoh right here to commemorate it. I feel like it's like, yeah, I love Sinnoh. I really do. One of my favorite regions, and I hope you enjoy it. Platinum's a great game as well. Checking on my shiny. Look at you now, Orb. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Imagine if the Deoxys was like, all right, time is now. Let's shine. Ashley, how you doing? I got 50 win streak in the battle tower this morning with Latios, Hariyama, and Lantern. Style points for the Lantern, mate. I love it. Latios, Hariyama, so good in the battle tower. But congrats on the 50 win streak, mate. Hope it continues. You gonna be doing any more today? I think I really liked every Pokemon game, but know how it feels for games to break your heart, like later Final Fantasy games. Yeah, it is sad when you have such a love for a franchise and then something comes along and it just doesn't live up to expectations. And because you've got that love for it, you've been building kind of that expectation and the anticipation to play it, and then it's just like a complete pancake when it does arrive. I get that. It's but there's always the opportunity for it to redeem itself, you know. ZA could pull you back around to it all. A remake could make it better as well. So there's lots of hope still, but yeah, it never feels so good. Luke, good afternoon, mate. Best of luck for today. Thank you, mate. I hope you're well and having a good day. I appreciate the luck as well. Do you think the odds for the starters differ in each version? Like, I found 3 Litten in one sandwich, but only found 1 Rowlet in over an hour. No, mate, I don't know. I mean, it could do, right? There could be hidden mechanics that we don't know about, but I don't know. I think it's just luck. Like, I have the same thing. I had so much difficulty getting a shiny Torchic in Scarlet and Violet for some reason, and it's one of the easiest hunts where you are getting so many of them appearing on the field at once, like better than anything else. Whereas, you know, if I ever go after Cyndaquil, I've had like more shinies of Cyndaquil, and that's a very hard hunt. So I don't know, maybe there is something to that, you know, but maybe it's game dependent, trainer ID dependent. Yeah, there could be something in it. You've got me thinking now. I'm like, yeah, some people have opposite. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, I wonder if it's just based on your game. Do you collect any Pokemon cards? I do, Zachary. Yes, yeah, I have. I don't buy every set that comes out now. I used to buy the new set every time it dropped, but I kind of taken my foot off the gas. I'll tell you where I got like really like burnt out from it was when Celebrations dropped a few years ago, and I really wanted the Celebrations Premium Collection, and I feel like the scalping at the time just got so extreme that I was just so fed up with it, and I was like, all I want is this one product, and I just felt like that really kind of put me off. And I know it's a lot easier to pick a product now, but I don't know, that was a real turning point for me. I feel like in the hobby, where it's just like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have to like hunt around like a crazy person for product, and like the ones that are like so scarce to get, if I do want it, I've got to pay like double, triple the price for it. And I just thought, nah. And then obviously that premium collection became available like 6 months to get afterwards, but by that point I was just, I don't know, I just felt like, yeah, I don't want to do it now. So I generally just pick up singles that I like from sets now, and I'm really quite casual about it. I'm not like, I think the last things that I picked up was an illustration rare of the Raichu from Paldea Evolved, I think, that set. So yeah, some other things, the Gold Ingo, and I kind of tending just to keep an eye on the market and pick things up when they're at a good price point. Like I got the PSA 10. Can I reach it? There we go. So this is one of my more recent pickups, because I think this card is going to be something that pops off in the future. I love this card so much. So it's the PSA 10 in it, and it saves me buying singles and then sending off to grade myself, and it come back at 9, and then I have to start all over again. So yeah, and that's basically what I'm doing at the minute. I got loads of older cards as well, but with the modern stuff at the minute, I'm kind of just keeping my eye on the sets when they come out. If there's cards I like when we're in those sets and stuff like that, I'll pick them up, but otherwise I'm not really picking up any sealed stuff like that. So yeah, What's your favorite catching Pokemon? Love Cerulege as it's immune to so many attacks, but a lot of us like Breloom. Polly, I'd probably say Breloom is one of my favorites. I love Gallade though. Gallade is like, the only thing with Gallade that I really dislike is Hypnosis, because there's so many times I'll come across a shiny and I'll be like spamming Hypnosis for like 7 turns in a row and it just keeps missing. Whereas Breloom's that much more consistent option with False Swipe. But I'd say like Gallade, Breloom, just for the what they have to kind of offer, you know. The size Judge and Mesagoza and me are about to go around 5 new shiny Raichu, no tiny Mark. Oh, we'll try again on lunch. I hope you have some better luck the next time around, Kaylee. The size Judge is not kind to either of us in our games. Like, we need to be nice if we could kind of recycle them out and just get a new one in. Be like, yeah, we don't like your judging. We don't think it's fair. Can you get the shiny into your Pokemon home? Yes, Beanie, at the moment we can, because you can transfer it up through Pokemon Transfer and Pokemon Bank if you have those on a 3DS or a DS system, you know. So you'd need to have those apps already. You're not available to download anymore, which is a little bit sad. I dropped out of Pokemon cards after the Champion's Path scalping. Ah, yes, I remember that very well. Yeah, Champion's Path. I love Champion's Path as well, and it's one of the latter sets that I finished up completing, like Master Collection it. But again, it's like the sets now, to do a Master set and sets now is just ridiculous, you know. Like, you're looking at like 300 plus cards per set. It's like so difficult to do, especially if you're getting all the reverse holos and like all the full arts now. It's crazy. The last one I master set was Vivid Voltage. That was the last one I did, and I was like, I can't do anymore. I attempted to do Chilling Rain, but I was like, it's too much. It's too much to do. So I'm just like, nah. I think I just need to collect what I like now. Like the illustration rare cards. There's some really nice ones there, but then again, I can't go like crazy with them as well because there's just too many now. And I think, yeah, I think it's always good to have a budget with what you kind of want to pick up and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very casual with it now, which is a shame because I loved being a monster and being like one of my main things that I've done. But at the same time, I just like, if I like a card, I'm gonna pick it up. If I don't, then, you know, I'm not gonna worry about it too much and just try and ignore the FOMO. Like this one here, I got an absolute steal on this, but this is PSA 9. This is one of my favorite cards, I think, ever, modern cards. But I wasn't worried. Like a PSA 9 to me, I think PSA 9's fine. There's not really too much difference between a 9 and a 10, you know. So for me, the artwork of that's like one of my favorite cards, and like I say, it was a steal when I picked it up. So yeah, I'd rather pick things upgraded as well if I can now. I think that's one of the things that I try and do, because it just saves me having to pay the grading fee, send them off, wait like 6 months turnaround time, stuff like that. So, and I'm not picking like stuff up all the time. I'm just picking things up maybe, you know, every other month or every 3 months, and just when I can. And if there is, like I say, a card that I would like the card that I'm after at the moment that I'm looking at and trying to get a decent price is the Tapu Koko EX, the illustration rare. I think that card is beautiful, but I'm scared if I leave it too long, it's going to pick up like traction and then it's going to be priced out, you know, like the Gengar VMAX card from Fusion Strike. I've loved that card ever since that set came out, and I put off picking that card up for such a long time that now it's at that price point where I'm like, okay, I'm never getting this card now, which is sad because it's a bit like, you know. And I remember in Japan last year there was a junior that was with Barish and Lou, one of their juniors that they trained, and he picked up a PSA 10 copy of that card, and I was like, wow, that's very cool. And now, like, to get that in a PSA 10, I mean, crazy. Yeah. So, but I try not to like dwell on it because I'm like, it's just one of those things. It's like the Moonbrian card, you know. I could have I remember when Evolving Skies dropped and that card was like $100 at a point, and I was like, nah, that'll come down, and it just never did. It just went up and up and up and up and up, and now it's like, yeah, not getting that card. And it's a beautiful card, but again, it's like, is that card just overhyped? Really, to the point now, it's a lush card, but again, everyone that's worth their salt, I think, in the collecting world's probably got it, so it's not like unique or anything. Not that anything I've got is unique. I think my only unique card that I've got is like my quarterfinalist card from Worlds in 2014 when I got top 8. And that's a unique card, but that's got very sentimental value to me. So I'm like, that's not something that I like, I don't know, I would consider as like part of my card collection, because it feels like more of a trophy card, which it is, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain how I picture it in my head. Beefy, I'm just collecting Kingdras. Very nice, mate. I really want to get a hold of the Skyridge Polyrath. Oh, mate, that card. I love Skyridge. All the e-reader sets are just absolutely fantastic. I'm missing a couple of the Tyranitar cards from those sets. But yeah, e-reader cards, mate. Skyridge, those sets are just absolutely amazing, mate. We don't collect cards, we collect plushies. I think we have around 20. How many of you guys got? I love plushies as well. I have way too many. I mean, Thea's got like a basket in her room full of them. Tasha's been like, don't bring any more back. I'm like, okay. And then I just turn up with more. I'm like, yeah. I have a lot of plushies. I do like plushies. You know, the ones I really like are the sitting cuties. I just think they're nice because you can sit them and you can display them quite nicely. I've got a few, most of them up there, but probably add to those next time I'm at an EU regional. They always have, like, the vendors at those events always have them. Friend was clearing out a son's room and found his old folder. Ooh, what's that? With his cards, and found a Lily Trainer card. Oh, wow. Wow. That's from Ultra Prism, right? I think, is it the Ultra Prism? That's a very nice card, yeah. 200 plus on eBay, yeah. She had no idea what got that much. That's crazy, isn't it? Need to wear some yellow. I know, mate. I tried that last week and the Deoxys like mugged us off. It was like, come on, mate. We're wearing yellow. And maybe what I need to do is wear orange. Chat, come on. That's what I've been going wrong all this time. All this time. And it was an orange shirt that I don't even know if I own an orange shirt. I used to have like a cool Magikarp shirt. But it's way, there's no way I'm fitting into that now. It'd be like a crop top on me. Rad Dad, how you doing, mate? I rolled myself out of bed. I'm here. How's everyone doing today? Well, we're all better for seeing you, mate. Especially rolling yourself out of bed to be here. We appreciate it, mate, the effort. Hope you're doing all right, though, my friend. Great to see you. I collect Mimikyu and Togepi plushies. That's super nice. Really nice ones to collect. Mimikyu ones as well, and Togepi. Ah, you can get some very cute Togepi ones. I don't know if you guys saw, if you collect plushies on the Pokemon Center website, you can get, I've never seen it before until like maybe a month ago, but you can get a shiny Celebi plush. It's very cool. I'm like, oh, I'd love to pick that up, but I think it's one of the first shiny plushies I've ever seen. Olio. Oh my god, I thought I had 7-star Sceptile. Now that I checked, I didn't catch it. And it's the only mighty small Pokemon along with Mewtwo that I didn't manage to get. Oh no, mate, that is so sad. And I didn't even do it. Spare one of those to offer you, to give you, mate. Have you tried soft resetting for the shiny Celebi and Crystal? Yeah, Ben, we did it about 8 or 9 months ago. We got it way under odds as well. Very cool moment though. Yeah. VOD should be on the channel somewhere. I still need to get around to doing like a short of it, you know? But yeah, we managed to get it. It's very cool. Finally got my shiny Vaporeon. Wanted this one for so long. Congrats, Polly. That's awesome. Shiny Vaporeon is such a nice shiny as well. Quarterfinalist cards is a flex. And we don't take it any other way. It is, yeah. Picked up some Smeagol sitting cutie for the Sunday local. But nice, mate. I got my Smeagol up there as well. I couldn't resist the UIC picking it up when I saw it. I was like, that's the one I need. We know how many soft reset he needed. I think it was about 1. I'd have to check. I could probably check to see how much it was, but it was, Sure, it was under 2,000 resets. We got so lucky with it. Let me have a look. See if I can pull it up. I think it's on. I think I was doing it as a side kind of thing while we were doing a hunt such a long time ago, so I don't even know which stream it was on. I think it might have been alongside one of the Mew giveaways, maybe. Let's see if it was this one. Wouldn't have been that one. Ah, yeah, it might have been this one. So let's see if this is the one. I'm gonna just mute this. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so we got it in. Where's the counter for it? We got it in 1,007 checks. That's nuts. 1,007 checks for Celebi. This is why we're taking such a long time with the Deoxys. It's like, okay, yeah, you got the Celebi in such a small amount of resets. Crazy. 1,007. They should randomly send someone a shiny plushie after so many have sold. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? How cool would that be, Orb? That's such a good marketing strategy. Mate, you've just broke the Pokemon Center wide open with that. You should patent that idea and sell it to them. Get a commission for every plushie sold. Just like a percent. 1% on every plushie sold. You'd be a millionaire. You'd be set for life. Oh, how cool would that be, though? That is such a good marketing strategy. Mate, I can't believe it. Yeah. So you've got a 1 in 4,096 chance if you order a plushie from the Pokemon Center that your plushie will get to you as a shiny and not the regular one. How nuts would that be? Gonna attempt it soon. Play through the same at the moment. Ben, good luck with that hunt when you get around to it, mate. Elite Four is wiping the floor with me. Ah, mate, it's hard. Have you like just burnt through the game as well? Yeah, good luck with it, mate. I hope you manage to get through it very soon and get to the hunt. It's definitely a fun one, and I hope you get it in a nice amount of resets as well, like we did. What's going on? How are you doing, Mama Murphy? Good to see you today, my friend, and thanks for joining the stream. Great to have you in here with everyone else. Doesn't help that 3 of my Pogs are poison. Nearly forgot Psychic. Yeah, that makes it very difficult, mate. Got 6 of the evolutions. Feel like I'm nearly there now. Nearly there, Polly. Only a few more to go. That's very exciting. Which ones have you got remaining? Promotions are coming up soon, but Beefy get that purple belt. Probably not, because I'm hardly training. Mate, you'll get it. You'll get it. You'll breeze through it. Don't worry about it. Breeze it, mate. I can sense it. I can sense it. We're getting towards that 13,000 mark though, so we'll be there soon. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Yeah, Rad Dad, 12 times longer to find Deoxys, and it could be even more than that. It's gonna be 13,000 soon, isn't it? This is why we're being punished. I got Mew. So I got Mew in 3,222 checks. The Celebi we got in 1,007, which I'm like, that has actually blown my mind now. And the Deoxys has been the one, which is like, yeah, you'll pay for that. You'll pay for that, Osirus, for your scheming, getting them way under odds. We'll teach you what real odds are really actually like, but actually still gonna happen. This is true, Rad Dad. Champion. That Celebi shiny hunt was the first one I ever watched. Made me think, wow, shiny hunting is easy. I know, John. Yeah, I think it gave me that false sense of security as well. I was like, huh, what? Virtual console Celebi, yeah? 1 in 8,000. Easy. We can do this every time like that. And now, how wrong we are. Deoxys is like, wait, my guy. Although I feel like I got taught a lesson with the Latios hunt in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because that took, like I say, over 8,000 encounters for that one, and the odds for that were 1 in 1,300. So I feel like, you know, gone 7 times over odds pretty much with that one. Just felt so 6 times over odds. But yeah, still felt super bad. That was a horrible hunt. It was very worth it when it did land though. Flareon, Glaceon, and Leafeon was counting Eevee itself as 1. I have 6. Oh. banger shinies you've got left to get. You know, Glaceon is one of my favorites. It's so subtle, but it's a nice shiny. Good luck with those ones, Polly. We'll have to keep us up to date with how those hunts are going. Shiny hunting Tornadus in black. Mario, good luck with that. I love shiny Tornadus. Like those darker colors, so nice. Don't know what it is about it, like that dark green that it's got, and then it's shiny. It's just super nice. Let us know though, mate, if you manage to come across it. It's okay, we can fill out our time talking about what truly matters in this day and age. Pickles. What's the deal with pickles these days? You guys like call gherkins or pickles to you guys in the States, right? I like a gherkin in a burger. Or like a nice, like, I don't know what you would, what's it called? What's a sandwich called? It's like, you get like pastrami, you get mustard. It's like a deli, New York deli sandwich. I don't know, like that's the name of it. You get pickles in that as well, and you get sauerkraut as well in it. That's pretty good. I feel like I'm doing something wrong if I was nearly 13,000 in. It does cross my mind a lot. I remember when you caught that shiny Giratina and a Beast Ball was way under odds. Yeah, and the Rayquaza as well. We got the Rayquaza and a Beast Ball, and that was like 400 and something checks. That was crazy. So and you know, to catch it in the Beast Ball as well, that Rayquaza, so I only know this from the video that we're doing at the minute because I've added it in. So the Rayquaza was about 45% of its health. It was asleep, but the odds for us to catch it in the Beast Ball, and I think it was our last Beast Ball that we had as well, so the odds was 7.37% of us catching that Rayquaza in that Beast Ball, which is nuts really when you think about it. So we were very, very lucky with that. What's the best burger I had? Ooh, what's the best burger I had? From a chain place? Best burger from a chain place, probably Five Guys for me. I don't know if that says a lot about me and the places that I eat, but from a chain place, probably Five Guys. Five Guys consistently always deliver a good burger. The Reuben, that's it. There we go. The Reuben. Guys also have really great names. It must be an American invention, that. Cubano. Brooklyn is the best burger. Tell you one of the worst burgers I've had in the States as well. There's a place in Washington. It's called Bolt Burger. It's not the best burger I've ever had. Not gonna lie. What's my longest hunt? This is it, Sean. This is it. Seriously, yeah. My wife calls gherkins jerkins. It makes me question our marriage sometimes. You should bring this topic up with a jar of them when you're just picking them out, just crunching them mid-conversation. Just making it really loud and obnoxious as well while you're having this serious conversation about why. Yeah, Hannah Smith. Yeah, Five Guys is very expensive, isn't it? Yeah, it's not the cheapest. But I feel like you get the value for what you're paying for. Shake Shack, me. Never been to a Shake Shack before. I'd love to experience one. Now I want a massive breakfast burger. Egg. Candied bacon. Candied bacon. Never had candied bacon either. Candied bacon just sounds good. Was that before your world's top 8 late? Yes, it was. Yeah, Ashley. So yeah, Bolt Burger, it was a couple of days before. I think it was the... I don't think it was the day before the tournament, but it was maybe a day or two before, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely before the tournament. Maybe that was what I needed. Maybe it was the fact that I didn't eat much from the actual from the meal. That's what helped me in the tournament itself. You've just got me on a train of thought now. Maybe that's the trick to doing well at Worlds or tournaments in general. You need to find a bolt burger. I'm gonna call it a beast burger. That's the chain that we need. The beast burger. People with nut allergies like me can't go fat. Yeah, they have all the is it the monkey nuts, peanuts as you go in. Not ideal. And they cook in peanut oil, don't they? They cook the fries in peanut oil. Yeah, not the most ideal thing if you've got a nut allergy, mate. Do you spend much time, any time in Glastonbury? We go over from time and time again. You know, I think it's like one of those places you can go if you've ever got a spare afternoon, you want something to do. It's always a cool place to go and wander around. It's very airy-fairy is a good word to describe it. It's a cool place. It's nice, it's chill. You can go over there. There's lots of places you can go and eat. All the places are like pretty hipster places to eat, so they're all like very health conscious and, you know, vegan, and you get all sorts of different like food places over there. Always nice food as well. Different experience, different foods and things that you maybe wouldn't get elsewhere. But it's cool. It's cool. And you can go to like obviously all the shops there. They have like crystal shops where you can go in and you can buy like, you know, crystal if you into that sort of thing. You can go and get precious stones. You can get like stuff like this, which is like this is jade, so you can get stuff like this, and this is like a fish hook jade thing, and that has supposedly special properties that are good for you in different ways. You can get all sorts of different things like obsidian, and they do like the blessing rituals in some of the shops for stuff to activate them and things like that. It's a cool place. I think if you go in there with an open mind, it's a very cool place, and the people are very friendly there as well. That's another thing to say. Very friendly over there. So if you're ever in this part of the world, it's definitely an experience to go to Glastonbury. You've got some absolutely amazing like restaurants if you want to go for food on an evening. Some absolutely banging ones. The Osirus burger in DC. Mr. Beast burgers. Oh, well, yeah, that's true. He's already done it, hasn't he? Mr. Beast, yeah. Yeah, he's kind of stolen. Oh, we've subconsciously just stolen his idea, really. Yeah. The one time I went to Glasgow, there was a group of like 10 people in their 50s stood in the circle in front of the garden humming. Yeah, you get that. Yeah. It's very hippie-ish. There's lots of hippies in Glastonbury. And you've got like a potion shop, an actual potion shop. It's very cool, where you can go in and they have it. It is like something that you would see out of Harry Potter, where I guess they just mix different herbs together and different ingredients to give you like tonics and stuff like that. All sorts of different things. But it's very cool. It's a big shop, and the sides of the shop are all shelves, and they've got like tonics and potions all the way through the shop, and they can make stuff for you if you need it from request and things like that. It's a cool place. It's a cool place. It's like nowhere else I don't think you would ever go on this planet. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. Is there a stone you think can help with shiny hunting? Maybe that's the one. I need to take a trip over and ask about that. What kind of shop is this? A witchy woo-woo shop. There's lots of them like that, yeah. My partner is very much into crystals. Yeah, same with mine. Rich, yeah. So we'll pop back to check out that side of things sometimes. Moonstones in particular, very good thing for the soul. There's a part of me that does believe in the energy from crystals, you know, that I think like there's too many people that like have like really strong opinions on it, you know, for there to be nothing, you know, to it. And that's just my opinion, you know. You can say, nah, there's nothing to it. I don't know. I feel like there's stuff to it, you know. So I like to believe in that side of things. I don't know a massive amount about it, but like, you know, I've got like obsidian stuff, and I was lucky enough when we were in Mexico to go to a proper tribe place and get an obsidian. I've got like an obsidian necklace thing. and it got blessed by the shaman of the village, and that was pretty cool. And like a little ceremony in his little hut with his smoke stick, and he was like hitting me with it and doing a whole thing about it. I like all that sort of stuff. I think it's, you know, it's cool. So if you're into it, you know, lots of people aren't. People just think, nah, there's nothing to it, but who knows? Lots of mysteries in life, you know. So no, I think it's all cool, but Glastonbury is a very cool place, very unique place. If you ever get the chance to go, it's because you've got Glastonbury Festival, which is this really famous music festival, but that's not actually held in Glastonbury. So Glastonbury is like a town. Well, yeah, it is a town, and it's about 10 miles away from where the actual festival's held. So the festival itself is held in a little village on Worthy Farm, which is beside Pilton, which I live like literally 5 miles away from. So we live very close to where the actual festival's held, but the Glastonbury town is, like I say, another 10 miles, not 10 miles, 10-15 minutes in the car up the road from where the festival is. So it's a different place, but it's a very cool place nonetheless. When I went to Glasgow years ago, there was like Healing Waters Garden you could walk through barefoot. Yeah, I mean, at the festival they have the healing fields up at the festival. It's a very cool place to go, and you can do all of the healing sort of stuff and different things and experience different stuff up there, which is cool. And they offer those services in shops and things in Glastonbury, so they'll have like proper, like, you know, all that sort of thing up there. But yeah, I love moonstones. The only way I can get Nido King, yeah, an actual real life moonstone. Yeah, it's an actual thing as well. Yeah, you can get one. Just waiting. Should get a huge moonstone and have it sit on my desk, be like waiting for that Nidorina to come along one day. Yeah, the moonstone. Yeah, it's an actual thing. Yeah, moonstone. They're quite nice looking things. They're like white colored. I've actually been to Glastonbury about 10 to 15 times in the last 20 years and spent a lot of time there. So it was interesting hearing your interpretation of it. I agree that it's like nowhere else. Yeah, mate, if you're ever back, there's a restaurant I would definitely recommend. It's like Lebanese Moroccan kind of food. It's called the Queen of Cups restaurant. If you're ever in Glastonbury and you need a nice place to eat on an evening, I couldn't recommend that place enough. And the food there is just out of this world. It's amazing if you like that sort of thing. But lovely place to go on, and it's like quite a small little restaurant, but it's brilliant. It's not the only place, of course, but I would always recommend. The nice thing about Glastonbury as a town as well as the local community, because you have so many independent shops there. The local community, and I guess the surrounding areas as well, including like us, like really do support those like local independent shops. And I think it's really nice because, you know, we live in a world where like chain stores are just overtaking everything. But I think in Glastonbury in particular, they offer something that a chain store would never be able to offer, you know, with all of the insight that they have about all these different things. So yeah, it's a cool place. It's a cool place. If you ever are in this neck of the woods, definitely go down there. I have delved into another management game. F1 Manager. No, mate. You're gonna have like no spare time. I hope you enjoy it though, mate. F1 Manager. How much did it cost, if you don't mind me asking? What the Jades issue? I actually got this from Glastonbury Festival about 3 or 4 years ago. This was like £70, I think, for this Jade one. If that's what you mean. If that's what you mean. But if you're referring to the other thing, I don't know about the obsidian stuff because Tash got me that. I've lurked long enough. It's time to see Beefy Banana Alien. It has to come. Come on now. It has to. We're getting up to that 13,000 mark. Denzel, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Yeah, mate. It's Rich, if you're down that area, because I know you sometimes travel about a bit. But yeah, if you can get into their Queen of Cups restaurant. Beautiful place. Beautiful. I like the sound of that being a religious man myself, I love checking out other rituals and hearing different beliefs. Yeah, I always try and keep an open mind with stuff, mate. It's so easy. Like, I know a lot of like people I know, like friends and stuff, are so dismissive of that sort of thing and just think it's nonsense and like old wives' tales and stuff like that. And I just think have a bit more of an open mind with stuff, you know, because you don't know the actual answer to it. And there's a lot of people that have like a really big belief in it. And I just think, you know, this hasn't just been something that's pulled out of thin air. This is something that's been like around for hundreds, thousands of years, you know? So I think there has to be something to it. And I don't know, I like to think there is something else to, you know, powers, like energy, all that sort of thing to life than just it being like, we're here and this is just that. I think it's nice having those other kind of beliefs about things. So I love all that sort of stuff, you know? Long time lurker, first time chatter as a Somertonian all my life. How do you find Somerset? Mate, it's great to have you here, Anthony. Thanks for joining the stream. I love it, mate. Very much because I grew up in Northumberland, so like northeast of England. It's very much countryside and beaches and stuff up there. So I always, ever since I come down to Somerset, I always there was a huge similarity between the northeast of England and Somerset, of course, just the countryside itself. So I love it down here. It's great. I just feel like I'm not close enough to the coast. That's the only thing I miss, is being like, and then we're not too far away. You've got like the coast, you've got Western, you've got Breen, you've got places like that which are very close to kind of get to. But like literally wherever I was generally when I was younger, you know, I could look from where I grew up and you could see the sea, which was always something that I really liked. And it was like in the distance, but you could see it, you know, and it was only like 5 miles away to the closest beach most points where I was. So I don't know, I think it was just growing up next to the sea that I have that like real love for. And that's the only thing, but otherwise, mate, it's beautiful. And I much prefer the temperature down here as well. It's a much nicer climate. I am a wimp when I go back up home now and visit my parents. I find it so cold up there now. I'm just used to like the warmer climate. It's definitely a lot warmer down here than it is where I grew up. So yeah, do love it though, mate. I do love it. Charlie, how are you doing, mate? I don't know why your message has been retracted, but I hope you're well, mate. I voted more. Don't apologize, mate. It's fine. Every vote counts. Maybe you just mean it's going to show up at like 13,002. You know, those token 2 that we all go to. Big similarity, just a lot warmer. Yeah, exactly that. And I gotta say, like the cider, that like my opinion of cider before I came to Somerset was basically Strongbow, and like it was not something I ever wanted to drink, other than like when I was maybe a teenager and me and my friends were in the, you know, in the local park on a night, and we'd have like a bottle of cider and it'd be the most disgusting thing ever, but it was the only thing that we could get until I came to Somerset and got actually educated on what cider was. And now I'm like, okay, yeah. So that's a really cool thing. And they do cider in Somerset better than they do anywhere else in the world. So I will stand by that. They cider masters down here. And the Queen of Cups actually does an amazing cider. I don't know where they get it from, but it's called Pilton cider. I've never seen it anywhere locally around here. But it's probably one of the nicest ciders I ever had. So if you do ever get to that restaurant, have the Pilton cider. It's amazing. 13,002 fashionably late. Yeah, mate. Just for those extra 2. White Lightning, Hammersmith. Oh, mate. Rough. Had some evenings on that juice. Not the best stuff. We do have some nice Jurassic coastlines. I'm situated in Cantock Hills, north of Taunton. Nice, mate. Used to work up in Taunton, about 4 miles from the coast. Recommend Clive for a nice beach. That's all. Is that Clive? I'm trying to read that. I don't know if it's a K-I-L. I don't know. Like, why is my screen being really blurry at the moment? Hill for a nice beach. I think that's what it is. Awesome, mate. I will definitely check that out. Yeah. That's great. I love a nice beach. And there are some beautiful beaches down here. I mean, we're so close to Devon as well. So, home of cider. Mate, I remember my first experience. There's a place close by. It's called, I think it's Wilkins Farm. I think they sell Wilkins cider, but it's called Mudgley. I remember going up there for a day, and in the because it's a cider farm, but it's like a working farm as well. They do ciders, cheeses. They have animals, livestock there as well. But you can go up and you can buy cider that they brew up there, and they have huge barrels in this barn. And one of them's dry and one of them's sweet. And if you want a medium cider, it's like half and half you get. But you can go up and you can just sit in the courtyard and you can drink cider all day long. And then at the end of the day, you just like pay whatever, you know, and it's very, very cheap as well. But a lovely place, and have the cheeses that are made on the farm and stuff like that. And it's tucked away. You would never know it was there unless I think you were local and you knew about it. You would just not know it was there. It's there's some real gems around here. Proper Somerset cider, yeah, it's the best. I don't think you can beat it either, mate. Yeah, not even White Lightning. You're a posh teen, mate. No, it was White Lightning. Horrible stuff though. It's like paint stripper. Rattler cider is pretty good. Yeah, the Cornish cider Rattler is not bad. I don't mind it. It's very sweet though. No, definitely not posh Osirus. Not when we were teenagers, mate. I remember we would chance our luck in the local corner shop. We go and you could buy like a huge bottle of Lambrini for like £2. Oh, that is rough. It's like sparkling sweet white wine. I don't even know what the percentage of it was. Yeah, that stuff is grim. So it was like either that or White Lightning. Just whatever you could get your hands on, really, you know. I have a bottle of watermelon and a bottle of blueberry raspberry moonshine. Kelly, that sounds absolutely heaven. Watermelon and blue raspberry. From when I visited Tennessee here in the States. I bet they're absolutely amazing. Those flavors, I like it. Yeah. I'd love to try something like that. That sounds great. Kind of warm around here too in the south of Spain right now after a mild start to the summer. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's warmer down in Somerset than it is in the northeast, but we're not talking about like Spanish temperatures. You guys have the proper heat. Swedish sparkling cider. Recorder leg is so good. Mate, it's not cider. That's not cider. Recorder leg. I'm sorry, mate. No, I've got to always think of it like, I always take the mick out of one of my mates. He always likes those like ciders. I always take the mick out of them. I always say they're like girly drinks. It's so bad. I'm sorry. Shouldn't say that. But it's something that we said from when we were like kids. He always likes really sweet drinks. He'd always be the one, you know, we'd rock up to a place with you, bring a bottle with you. He'd always rock up with a bottle of like Malibu or something like that, you know. Nothing wrong with that. I know. It's just like we like to rib. I like to rib him about it and just make fun of him, you know. It is all good fun. I'm not being sexist about it or anything like that. But yes, it's always something. And Recorder Leg is one of those things. He loves the stuff, but he likes a sweet drink. He definitely does. I like a sweet drink. If you've ever had Copperberg, there's a pear cider Copperberg. I love that, but I can't drink too much of it. Like, it's just so sweet. But it's nice as like a one-off on ice. But I couldn't drink much of it. It's just too sweet. Cassini is cheap Lambrini. And that is a teen. Yeah, it's rough. That stuff is rough. Remember what we used to do is like drink half the bottle and then we'd buy like a cheap bottle of like Cherryade and then we top the rest of it up with Cherryade to make it taste nicer. Louts, a lot of us. One more day until the 7-star raid. Benny Umbria, I know, yeah, not long. Old Smoky Mountain Moonshine, Pigeon Forge. Sounds good. Benny, thank you for the like. I appreciate it. I remember someone telling me that white lightning was made from onions. I have my suspicions though. I never drank Lambrini. Yeah, mate, you saved yourself with the Lambrini. Don't ever experience it. Yeah. White lightning made from onions. I don't know if I believe that. It wouldn't surprise me though. The stuff's horrible. Boone's Farm Snow Creek Berry Wine and $3 a bottle was so sweet and yummy, tastes like high school. Yeah, we used to get what was it? Blue Wicked was always one, and Smirnoff Ice as well were always the two. Like when we were younger, they were the ones to go for you because they just tasted like fizzy pop. They were good, but like, yeah, White Lightning was always grim. Lambrini always grim as well. Oh, rough stuff. There was a I don't know if any of it, I don't know if Callum's in here, but any of you guys up in Scotland, there's a drink that you used to get. It was called Buckfast, and it's like, I'm sure it's mainly a Scottish thing, but Buckfast back in the day, if you could get a hold of that was like loopy juice, that stuff. It didn't taste that great either. It always tastes like medicine to me, but yeah. I'm at work having this play in the background. The teenage drinking days, Copperberg and Recorder Lake, etc. are scarily high and so sugary, mate, so sweet. That's why I'm like, I just couldn't drink many of them. Surprised to discover how low in sugar the Strongbow ciders are in comparison. Yeah, Strongbow's like, yeah, Strongbow's not that great though. You've got the Brothers, I think it's Brothers Factory in the next village town over from us. Smirnoff Ice, yeah, and a Turbo Shandy, which was like half Smirnoff Ice, half lager, or a Green Monster, which was the same, but it was like half a WKD blue and then half a lager. Rough. Need to come to Chattanooga someday to get a bottle of our whiskey. Even if you don't like whiskey, the bottle looks amazing, nice as decor. That sounds cool, mate. I would love that. I've heard that Chattanooga have some nice beers though as well. Mad Dog 2020, another high school to go along with the Hypnotic. That sound, Mad Dog is like such a great name. David Buckfast. Buckfast is very much a Northern Irish thing as well. Oh, is it? Yeah. So it must be just that Northern England, like over there, not England, Northern Britain, like that bracket of the country. Buckfast. Yeah, you never really see it down south very much. Start a drink with Goldschlager. Oh, that's, you see, that's like, yeah, that just reminds me of Superbad. But with the bits of the nice gold flakes in it. Yeah, Goldschlager. Yeah, bum wine. It is that, David, for sure. Oh, my first experience with vodka, though, is a horrible one. It was enough to put anyone off. I couldn't drink it for years. I still get a bit, like, gaggy when I think about it now. Me and a friend got, like, the cheapest bottle of vodka we could get, but we couldn't afford any mixer, so we were just drinking it neat out of, like, these cups, and we were filling the cups up. Oh, my God. Oh, and just downing it. I was so ill. I was like puked so much. It was not fun. That was yeah, that was enough to put anyone off. Friend has been drinking Gonsta, half Guinness and half Nitro Monster. Google an image of it. It looks horrific. Does it like curdle? I can imagine. Tell you what is nice, a black velvet, but a traditional black velvet is half Guinness and half champagne. So you have half a pint of champagne, half a pint of Guinness. You could use Prosecco as well. So that's a true black velvet, but like a cheap man's black velvet, which I drink, because I'm not a big fan of champagne and Prosecco, because I don't like sparkling wine. makes me loopy because of the bubbles. But half a Guinness and half a cider, and if the cider's a nice one, then it's a great drink. Great drink. Yeah. Black Velvet, there you go. Half cider, half Guinness, mixed together in the same. So you'd pour your Guinness in, let it settle, and then top it up with the cider gradually, very slowly, so you don't like it doesn't go crazy with the froth. Oh mate, that's like a tiny part of the story, Professor Oak. Some stories I could tell you, mate. Jeez. I remember I went to a house party once. Me and my best mate Sam, we went up to a house party. Had a friend Joffrey's dad was his dad worked for the Duke, so they had a huge house, and he was having a house party, and he said, do you want to come up? And I was like, it was last minute. I was like, yeah, let's go up. It's all right if my mate Sam comes as well. So we went up to the house party, and it was like a proper American Pie style house party going on. And we got there, and it was like it's like a foam machine out the front. There was loads of stuff going on. We got there, and Joffrey was like, said he saw us coming up the drive, and because he had this huge mansion house, massive long drive. It was like a really grand house, and we came up the drive, and he's like, dude, we're playing a drinking game. We need 2 more people for our team. So I was like, literally just got there, and he was like, the game is like 4 versus 4. So we had 2 teams of 4, and this huge bucket of beer on both sides. And he was like, okay, so the game is, and everyone was outside watching. And he was like, you guys can be on our team. It's the first team to win who can finish the bucket of beer first, and you have to drink as much as you can, then pass it on to the next one. These buckets were massive. Literally just arrived, hadn't had any warm up at all, and I was like, cool, let's go. And on the other team was like 2 massive guys, so I was like, we've not won this, we're definitely losing this. And I remember chugging this beer, so we're passing it and chugging it, and we actually won. And I was like, oh man, I don't feel good at all. I just feel so bloated because I've just drank so much beer. And like everyone else on my team just instantly turned around and was like puking up, and I just couldn't puke. And I was like, and from that moment on, my party just went downhill like that. Yeah, I just couldn't puke. But yeah, that was and how drunk I was from that. The foam, where the foam machine was, it was like, it was all cornered off with like these beach windbreaker things. And it was like a big square. It was full of like this foam. And I thought, I don't know why it went through my head. I was like, this would be amazing to jump into. And it'll be, for some reason in my head, I thought it'll be soft like a crash mat. So I like literally pegged it across this front yard and dived head first and did this flip into this like area where all the foam was. Obviously it's just foam, so smack on my back. It was the most painful thing in the world. That was one thing. And then my friend, because the toilets in the house, they had like 4 bathrooms, but like all of them had queues. And my friend was like, I'm just gonna go down to the bottom of the garden, because they had a huge garden. And I was like, it's so dark down there. So he's like walking down this path, and all I heard was this like crash and crunch and just like him like crying. And I'm like, what's going on? And he didn't realize, but the garden path just went, and there was a sheer drop off a wall at the end of the garden into literally nothing but nettles. It was like the biggest nettle bush you've ever seen in your life. And like, yeah, so it was kind of funny. And I felt bad for him, of course. But I remember him coming into the house, and he was like, dude, my back is killing. Is it all right? And he took his shirt up, and you know, if you've ever been stung by nettles, you get like those bumps everywhere. And oh my God, like, I'm not kidding. Like, the guy was covered in them. And I was like, nah, dude, nah, it's all right. It's all right. And like another guy walked behind, he was like, made the biggest deal out of it. He's like, oh my God, dude, what have you done to your back? And I'm like, don't make out like it's a bad thing. But yeah, imagine going down a garden path thinking you're walking and the path is continuing, but then your next step is just into nothing, empty, and falling into a nettle bush. I still find it funny now. Can't wait to see what kind of cider specials Gatlinburg will have when I visit in October. I'm looking forward to hearing the feedback, Kaylee. I hope they're all good. I can imagine they will be. But 4 silly straws into a bucket and chug. Too easy. Yeah, mate, there was not even any straws with this, though. This was just like... I feel like these were like buckets that you would mix like cement in. They were massive containers. I don't know where you got them from. They were huge. I don't know how much beer it had taken to fill them either, but it was disgusting, mate. Can you imagine as well? I'm thinking now, like, how much backwash would there have been in those buckets? And like, there was 2 people on my team that I didn't even know, you know? Like, rough. Not a great idea. Back from an early morning meeting, still no shiny virus. Thank you, James. I hope we'll get it soon, mate. Hope the morning meeting went well as well, mate. Nonchalant walking to have no ground underneath you, especially Ahmed. I literally think a dead mate. Just, oh my god, I can't even replicate the sound that he made and the sound of it all. Whoop! And then like all this crashing and just crying out, being like, and swearing and cursing, just like trying to contain my laughter, because like you obviously want to you'll feel bad, but at the same time, just like I couldn't stop laughing about it because it was just like the funniest thing. And I just imagine like him just stepping out into blackness, because it was so black. It's like the middle of the countryside where this house was as well, so there's like no street lights or anything around. It was like, you know, as soon as you got away from the house and there was no lights, it was pitch black. And I guess because you had the light from the house, you didn't have that kind of complete darkness where your eyes adjust to being able to kind of see things around you, so it was just darkness. Yeah, so there was no way you would have ever been able to tell that there was just nothing except a massive drop. And I swear the drop would have been about 5 foot as well into these like nettles. Rough. Yeah, funny though. Cold twoies at the pub during summer. The best, the best. Is that like the legit homemade trap? The nettle bush. Oh man, so rough. It's a good story though. Remember when we just turned 18, cool thing we thought of doing was tequila bombs. Tequila shot dropped into a Red Bull, worst idea ever. Yeah, it's like a Jaeger bomb. A Jaeger bomb. So you get a shot of Jägermeister and then you drop it into Red Bull. Pop it back. The worst. I wish I could have seen it though. That's the thing, Beefy. Like, I wish I could have seen it, because all I heard was the sound and then the aftermath of like him obviously crawling back out up this wall to come back to the party. And yeah, I just didn't actually see it. I can picture it in my head though. Just thinking about it, just like so innocently walking down a path, just, you know, away enough from the house so you've got a bit of privacy. And the next thing you know, your foot's just mid-air and you're going head over heels into a massive bush of just the worst thing, stinging nettles. Can you imagine how much you would have got stung just trying to get out of the bush as well? That was probably worse than actually falling into it, because at least falling in, it's kind of like a soft landing and pretty much straightforward, but clambering out. Yeah. Sam did not have a good... I mean, he had a good time that night, but I mean, that was pretty bad. I got tore up on Jaeger bombs in Germany. Yeah, it's not the most fun thing. Spirits are dangerous, though. It's when you start mixing stuff, that's when it gets nasty. Did a shot of Red Bull in a cup of Jaeger. Oh man, and Jaeger is not the best stuff. That again tastes just like medicine. It's just medicine. Christopher, I hope you get it before 13,000. Thank you, mate. We're getting close to that point now. We are very close. We're going to be smashing through that very soon. We We still got time. We still got time. I feel we still, any reset before then could be the one. Got to hear it, then see him crawling back up the wall. That's arguably even funnier. This way, that's true, yeah. Jesus, it's really a drink there. Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, mate. It's like the hardcore version. It's like, yeah, a shot of Red Bull in Jaeger. Oh, grim. Sambuca is the worst though. I don't know if any of you guys had Sambuca. That is horrendous. That stuff is awful. It's like syrupy. It's grim. Grimmest of the grim stuff. That's like, I remember like from my teens, just like there'd always be someone that you'd be with and be like, have a shot of Sambuca. You'd be like, no thanks. You'd be like, oh, it's so horrible. Caleb, good morning, mate. How are you today? Good to see you, mate. I'm doing all right, man. I'm hoping that we can get this Deoxys before 13,000. Getting closer, mate. Running out of resets before then. How did I like Jaeger as a teen? I hate licorice and couldn't drink it now. Yeah, I'm a bit like that with Sambuca because I don't know what Sambuca like aniseed is, isn't it? It's like, oh, so gross. I've raspberry Sambuca shots. That might be a little bit better, the raspberry. I bet it's so sweet though as well, isn't it? Cheeky Vimto. That's always something I really enjoyed. That's like port. So it's a pint and you have like half a bottle. I think it's half a bottle of Blue WKD. No, so a bottle of Blue WKD. And then half a pint of port. So that's like a cheeky Vimto. I think that's it. I don't know if I'm going like over the amount with port, but that's a good drink. That's a good one. I'm not one of being around when drinking. Ultra lightweight. After I drink, I'm already so if you think really about it, basically here. I don't really drink too much anymore, mate. Not really. Not like it. Not like I used to when I was younger. I can't deal with the hangovers anymore. My mate was so blind at a party, he ran through a glass door. Jeez, that's actually super scary. Sat up and said, just wanted to go to the bathroom. Man, that's so like, hope he didn't like injure himself. That's so dangerous though. So the worst thing I had at a house party was I slipped out of a shower and split my head open on a radiator at a house party. I'm gonna leave some details out of this, but yeah, so like my whole back of my head was like because for you guys in the US, I don't know if you know what a radiator is. Like a radiator, we have them in most houses. They're like a way to heat the room, so like hot water gets pumped into them. They're like a standard thing in like British houses, but they're metal and they have like pretty thin edges to them along the sides. And I'd slipped in the shower, fallen out through the shower door and like caught my head on the like corner of the radiator, so it like literally gouged my head open. I must have only been about 18 or 19 at the time, and yeah, there was just blood everywhere. And my friend, the one that fell into the nettle bush, it was his house, so his house party. And like, so him and like everyone else was like proper panic mode because there was so much blood. I was like, it was a really deep cut. So they ended up having to ring the ambulance and I had to go, and I ended up getting staples in my head. But I kind of ruined his house party because he was like, I have to come in the ambulance with you in case like something bad happens. So yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. That's probably one of the worst drunk experiences I've had. That was not fun. And I remember getting home because I had to get a cab from the hospital home. I remember getting home to my parents' house because we didn't go back to the house party. We went back to my parents' house, And I remember just like letting myself in and going to bed. Didn't even wake my mum or anything up. She was like livid the next day. She was like, I can't believe you didn't ring us. What happened? Because I came through and I had this massive bandage on my head, like where they'd bandaged me up. It looked like a right mong. Would you like to see more examples of terror, raid difficulty like Mewtwo is legit one of the oh yeah we're screwed moments. Yeah, I know what you mean. Potato Cuff. I would love to see more challenging raids like that for sure. Yeah, I love the Mewtwo raid event. I think if we got any of the other like legendaries that we haven't had so far, or even mythicals like a Deoxys, I think it would be really cool to see. Yeah, it'd be nice. Even if we had the Mewtwo repeat again, I know we've had it, but it would give those that missed it the first time around a chance to do it. I'd be up for the challenge. I'm kind of hoping the Dondosa gives us a bit of a challenge, you know, which it could do. It's bulky enough to. Gentle, good morning. How are you doing, mate? I'm doing good, my friend. Great to see you in the chat. Tequila and vodka are my go-to. Jack and Coke if I want to keep it casual. Nice, nice. All nice drinks. And on the tequila, you gotta get good tequila. Bad tequila is the worst thing in the world. You definitely know what radiators are. Make clanking sounds if they're not. Yeah. I've been like, some of my student houses were like that, mate. They're like, what is that noise? They have radiators in Hungary. There we go. Not just a UK thing. This kind of stream I love, talking about whatever while shiny hunting. It's like hanging out with friends' house while we're all working or something. Yes, mate, I know. But I'll give you some good stories today. Sam, yeah. I don't think the ambulance guys. So the story goes, my friend was telling me, like the ambulance guys weren't that happy with me, which you can imagine. Like a drunk kid falling out of a shower is not like something that I should be taking up ambulance resources with, right? So I get that, but I think they were pretty miffed at the situation to start with. But my friend also said, like, on the way to the hospital, so it was like a 40-minute drive they had in the ambulance where they took me to this hospital. On the way, he said they pulled over in a lay-by because there was this weird light in the sky, and it was like the ambulance and like 3 other cars that had all pulled over and were looking at this mad weird light in the sky. And he said, yeah, they didn't really care. They just left you in the back of the truck. And like, I was talking yesterday about being concussed and not letting people sleep when they're concussed because it's quite dangerous. And he was like, yeah, they didn't care about that. You were in the back of the ambulance and everyone else was out on the side of the road watching these weird lights in the sky. And he was like, I've never seen anything like it before. And I'm like, what? Yeah, crazy. But yeah, that wasn't good. Yeah, I was really, really concussed from that. No, I was lucky enough. It was just a really deep cut. So they had to like staple the skin. So it was like, I think I had like 2 weeks where I had to have the staples in before it healed. And then I had to go and get the staples taken out, which was just as bad an experience, to be honest. Because they, yeah, I've got a scar on the back of my head where you can see there's no hair grows. There's like a small line. But yeah, when they put one of the staples in, so they go in like they're gonna go in like flush, so they're like that. So when you clip the middle, both bits come out at the same time, but they put one of the staples in wonky. So basically when you clip the middle of the staple and to take it out of the head, like from the skin, they put one of the, so it was wonky. So you snip the middle, one just dug in and one came out, so that it was like really hard. And when they did it with the other side, it would be, so that ended up having to be like 2 nurses like trying to hold both ends to pull it out rather than do it from the middle. It was pretty painful getting them out, but I mean, I get what I deserve, right? I was a stupid teenager. I don't know, like, you know, so I've never done that again. So that was a good lesson. I would love a Deoxys raid where you have to use Rayquaza to beat it somehow. That would be the best, wouldn't it? Shiny Rayquaza is what we need. Shiny Rayquaza is a gift. Big nod to the anime Horizon show, and then go up against a horrible Deoxys that changes form to every form throughout the raid. That would be so cool. Like, it starts off in attack form and then goes to speed form, ends the raid in defense form. I think that would be so good. So there'd be such a hard raid to do. So at different stages throughout the raid, nullified your stats and abilities, and then just changed into its different form. They could go to town with that and make it super difficult. I think the Rayquaza for that would probably need an Omni boost as well. Be good. Be good. Hello everyone, I can feel the Deoxys has come today. Norse Horse, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're right as well. Hopefully the Deoxys does come. Kelly, I think Dondozo will be challenged. I hate any raid mon with Yawn because your taunt always gets nullified. Shields up. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I think if it's got Yawn, that could be very tricky. I also think the multiplier, the HP multiplier that we see on it could be, like in my mind, I'm thinking because Dondozo's got such a high base HP stat anyway, I think we'll just see the 30 times multiplier. But they could make it way more difficult because it would be so much slower to do if you had like a 40. I don't think they'll go 50 times multiplier, but if they do go to 40, it's going to be a slog to get through. In your opinion, what's the most overrated shiny in Pokemon? Most overrated. Most overrated. Oh, that's a really hard question because I don't know like about overrated. Just got ones that I would just got ones that I'm not like massively keen on, but I don't know about overrated because like you would say naturally something like maybe like Charizard, but I think Charizard's a great shiny, so it's really hard to kind of say like which one's that. Sorry, Roz. When was when was the incident? I don't know if that's what you mean. Yeah, it's probably like 18, 19 at the time. So yeah, in college. The worst thing was though that the next day after that happened, I was meant to have my final year performance, and I couldn't go and do it because I was so concussed. Felt so out of it. But yeah, never ever found out anything about those lights anymore. It was kind of so weird, such a weird thing. Shiny Rayquaza beating Deoxys first to get a shiny Rayquaza and Deoxys. That would be incredible if you could get the shiny Deoxys as well. I also smashed my head on a sharp piece of metal. Oh, and split my head. Tiny bit though. I had to get it stitched, but it was like 9 and I was playing with my cousins. No hair there any longer. Mate, and please it wasn't any worse than what it turned out to be, and I hope you're alright, mate, even after all this time, you know. Dangerous though. I think I was pretty lucky, to be honest, because it could have been like so much worse than it turned out to be, you know. Not gonna believe this. No sandwich, and I found 3 shiny Raichus and in Kitakami while auto battling and slashes for materials. I found a shiny Bombardier with the Orthworm. What? You got an Orthworm shiny as well. Congrats, mate. They're such nice shinies. Especially the Bombardier. Very cool. Rayquaza is ready to go all out with that stat boost. That would be nutty. That would be so good, wouldn't it? When it comes into the raid and you've got it and it's like, yeah, just like boop, 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 boop. Powering up. Most overrated shiny is between Gengar or Garchomp. I'd go out of the 2 Garchomp, I think. Just because Gibble's such a nice blue color that they could have just ran with that throughout the rest of the line, but kind of didn't. Umbreon is the most overrated shiny in your opinion. Christian, I respect that, mate. I do like shiny Umbreon a lot though. The blue's nice. Deoxys is overrated for sure. Regular Cheeto flavored Deoxys is definitely overrated, but the lemon alien, I don't know. I feel like after 13,000 resets nearly, I'm gonna disagree. Respectfully disagree. Oh, come on, Deoxys. I'm gonna take that poll down when we hit 13,000 because I feel like, yeah, you're all guessing today's the day. We've got a few more. We've got a few more to go. Jazzy Girl, what did you find yesterday? And Leaf Green HDD, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. I'm at 1,003 resets. Soul Silver starter. 3009 scene. I hope you do manage to get the shiny soon, mate. Good luck with it. D21, how are you doing, mate? We are gonna get it today. We're gonna get it today, hopefully. Right, we're about to tick over to 13,000. It's this number on the clean 13,000 is where I need it. Come on, Deoxys. No, what have I done? I'm going to have to do the pattern all over again just for this one. That's annoying. It'd be quicker just to reset the game, to be fair. So I think I need to do this. Oh, that's frustrating that I've done that. And I think I need to go up one, don't I? Oh, I've done it wrong. Forget that. That was the shiny. That was the one. I've messed it up, haven't I? By moving around. We said by 13,002 for fashionably lateness. Zach, no, do it. Too late, mate. Too late. That was it. Nah, it wasn't. That was not. I can categorically say that was not it. 13,000. There we go. We've ticked over. I love it. Everyone's like, that was the shiny. Might have been. It could have been. I don't think it would have been. There's no way it would have appeared on exactly 13,000. No chance. This Deoxys does not play games like that. I promise you. I have a hunch, but I think it's probably the Deoxys will shine after 13,000. Astro, you might be right, mate. I think, well, you are definitely right. I think this one would be the one. 13,002 is the one. 13,013 is the number. I'd love that to be the one. Jessica, the Pokemon Company are going to be Gamescom this year. I did hear that. So I'm guessing that Pokemon Presents will be on the 20th of August when Gamescom is on. That'd be nice to think if it would be that on those dates. I think because it's 20th. That's after the World Championships, right? So the closing ceremony. We might get a sneak peek of something at the closing ceremony and then it expanded on at the Gamescom stuff. Yeah. Not a bad thought, Jazzy Girl. Just failed shiny shaman. Graham, don't say that, mate. No. Oh. Are you going to be... How many resets were you in for that? Was that in BDSP as well? Double lucky 13,013. Right. Let's get this one. Alright. Time to roll up on the Deoxys and threaten its life. It's avoided us for too long. It has. It has. Right. I'm going to do this one and then I'm going to go grab a drink, friends. I'm going to top up and then we'll come back and we'll continue this on. Deoxys, why are you doing this to us? Right, friends, I will be 2 minutes at the most, at the very most. I'll be very quick. I need to grab a drink. So I'll see you in a second. And we're back just like that for more resets of the Deoxys. Here we go. Can we get it in 13,013? That would be the one. They're the next guesses. Right. We've been nice. No more nice guys, girls. Yeah. Rain chaos. Rad Dad. Behave yourself, mate. Channeling all the trainer spirit bomb for the shiny today. I really just want to do it. With being away on holiday next week, it would be nice just to be able to do it today, get it done, get this Deoxys done. So I think I'm going to schedule, I was talking about it yesterday, a 24-hour stream we're going to do, I think, on Sunday. I think it will be Sunday, a week Sunday, I think I'm going to schedule it for. At the moment, that's where I'm earmarking it. So it'll be the 10th of August. I think that's when I'm looking like I will do it. We'll start around, I guess, 11 a.m. my time, and we'll do something. We'll do some challenges for it. We'll have some, I guess, some goals that we'll try and hit throughout, maybe membership goals and stuff like that, for some pranks that we can do on stream, things like that. We'll make it a fun 24-hour stream, but hopefully we've got the Deoxys by then. I'm hoping. Yes, you Rad Dad. You know, mate. I can see. Lee, have you heard if you'll be casting for Worlds or not? No, I haven't, mate. I have no idea yet. I don't think they're going to release the schedule until, I think, the end of this month. Early August is when they announce things, so. But even if I'm not, mate, I've said, which the likelihood's probably not, just because of the roster. I mean, I would love to. I'd love to be able to go to Hawaii, but we'll do a watch party. We'll do a watch along with the World Championships when it's on. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun either way. Just watching, witnessing, and obviously being able to do it with you guys would be a lot of fun as well. Twiddling your thumbs, yes, of course you have. It's like the most obvious response to troublemakers, mate. I know that excuse. Used it too many times myself. Finally got my second shiny Rowlet after hours. Oh, congrats. Shiny Rowlet's so nice as well, mate. Those like greens and blues, just so nice on that shiny. Very nice, Bug. Sounds good, mate. Definitely need to know more when we have details on that 24-hour stream. I will get everything like fully like finalized and out, community post scheduled and everything by the end of next week for sure. Well, like the middle of next week for sure. Probably gonna start soft resetting for Giratina. Oh, mate, which game are you gonna do that in, Hennersman? One more to go, hopefully sooner than the others. Hopefully, mate. Right, here we go. Here's that 13,013 number. I mean, it'd be kind of fitting if it was on this for the amount of resets we've had to do on the Deoxys. Boom, 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 boom. Deoxys. Be yellow. Orange. I think that's the trick, though. I think it is wearing orange is the key to it. I know what we could do. I've got it in my pocket. I didn't put it on this morning, but I got a new headband and it's orange. Maybe if we wear the headband, this is how crazy the shiny hunt's driving me. Maybe if we wear the headband, the orange headband, maybe that is going to be what we need to, is this even lined up in the middle? It's not. I've not even got it in the middle. Look at my hair. Look at it. Right, let's do this. We're gonna wear this to eke out the Deoxys. Right, I'm just gonna have to put it on. I'm gonna have to put it on properly. Like, let's just put it on. Right, and then fold it in because I don't like it being so thick. I want the symbol in the middle. There we go. Okay. My hair's so big. It's like Doc Brown's hair off Back to the Future. Right, there we go. Okay, now we are ready. We've got the orange headband on. Why have I left it so long? Watch it pop up yellow now. Orange is yellow. Sounds good. This has definitely been what we've been missing. Brilliant Diamond going to replay the game to get the Master Ball to take the pressure off. I don't blame you, mate. Enjoy the playthrough as well. What starter will you be going for in the game? Chimchar. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of the starters from those games. Piplup, Turtwig, Chimchar, absolutely amazing starter set. There is not a bad answer among any of those. Orange, you glad I didn't say banana. Yeah, sitting eating bananas all stream. Look like Jack Grealish. Mate, you should see my... I've actually got the Grealish bands, the thin ones. These are good though. These are great for when I go for a run. Keep the hair out the face. All logic is sound logic with a hunt this long. I know, right? This is next time we come on. If we're doing this in like a month's time, I'm just going to order an orange morph suit. And that's all we're going to hunt in. Orange morph suit for the entire stream. And it's going to be like orange. We'll get a yellow. We'll get an orange one. And we'll alternate between the two to summon the Deoxys. Some voodoo's going to work. I called my bravery Doc Brown, lol. So fitting. I love that. Artie, 88 miles an hour. There you go. There's my really bad Doc Brown impression. Naruto. Ah, there we go. Naruto, yeah. Full Naruto costume. That's what we need. A bowl of ramen. Chimchar. I did Piplup in the initial playthrough. Nice choice, mate. My favorite out of the three. Cosplay shiny Deoxys. Well, Snow1Fly actually sent me a Deoxys cosplay outfit. I was like, could you imagine if I rocked up the stream with that on? That might be what we need to do. Maybe that's what Deoxys is just waiting for. Deoxys cosplay. I think if you don't get it today, then it's going to be 16,000. No, don't say that, Polly. 16,000. I'm going to be on this hunt forever. Did you see the Back to the Future stage musical? It was good fun. I didn't, Natalie. That would be amazing. I love Back to the Future. I was talking about it. I've been watching like just a trilogy over the last week casually. It's been really good. Such good films. Just good feel-good films, aren't they? War Mafreak, thank you so much for the subscribe. If you're joining the stream with us today as well, I hope you enjoyed for however long you can stick around, but thank you so much for the subscribe and the support. Really appreciate it, and great to have you here on the channel with us. Shadow Glimmer and Life Sage, how are you doing today? Got myself a Cinderace EX Japanese card. Very nice. Such a nice card. I love Cinderace as well. Really nice pickup. Shiny Hunt all 3 stages of the starters in Pokemon Violet and still haven't found one shiny Chimchar. I had a lot of trouble with the Skull Bunny and the Chimchars. Are you doing them in the terrarium? I hope you have some better luck soon, Andy. Do keep us up to date with how the hunts are going though, mate. I'd love to hear some successful progress soon. Andrew, how you doing, mate? I'm surprised you didn't do 2 at the same time like you did with the Heracross. I know. And I've got a Japanese copy of Fire Red as well. But I think there's just a part of me that's like, we did the hardcore Nuzlocke on this one card. So I feel like it would be kind of, it would be the case where I know what would happen. On the Fire Red copy, we'd get the Deoxys. We'd get it on there and it just wouldn't feel right. I feel like it has to be on this cartridge that we've done that whole... We streamed the whole hardcore Nuzlocke of Leaf Green. And that was a saga in itself because we got to the Elite Four, I think on the second run through, and then we failed. No, it wasn't. It wasn't the Elite Four. We got to just about the Elite Four. It was our rival battle. Demolished us. And then we had to start the whole thing again. And then we finally did it. And now this is the save. And we only did that to get to this Deoxys hunt. I thought it would just flesh out the Deoxys hunt a little bit more rather than doing the playthrough on Leaf Green off camera. But we make something of it. So ever since the start of March, we've been doing this Deoxys hunt. And here we are, still, nearly in August, and gone strong with it. But here's a tune for us today. How are you going to stream 24 hours straight? You're going to need a lot of coffee. Yeah, we're going to need to stock up on snacks and drinks and other things. It'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be fine. Yeah, we will prepare for it. I think it will have to be split over 2 streams because I think YouTube allows you to stream for like 12 hours at one time, and then you kind of, so it will just be a quick transition from one to the other. I just want that to be yellow. I just want it to be yellow. There's too much wishful thinking, I think, that's just stopping it from preventing it popping up as a shiny. Finally got Totodile. Now just gotta get a female. Personally trying to get a shiny line of the start as at least one female, and the female almost always last. It's always the way, isn't it? Nose horse. Good luck with it, and congrats on getting the shiny Totodile finally. Such a great shiny. One of my favorites, if not my favorite. First partner Pokemon. The math state you have to have missed at some point. Not necessarily. You would think that though, but yeah, we are way past odds at this stage, getting up to on the road to 2 times, now just 3,000 away from double odds. But Sir Soggy got theirs recently, 18,000 encounters, so it can go up that far, can go further. Did anyone in chat, I know I couldn't catch it, I didn't have a chance to hop on and see, but I know he got over 50,000 resets. Does anyone know if he was successful with the rest of the hunt, if he managed to get a shiny? I hope for his sanity he was able to. By the way, I got the date mixed up on when the Gamescom starts. When does it drop, Jazzy Girl? Muffin, good morning, mate. Great to see you. Hope you're having a good Wednesday, my friend, and great to have you join the stream today. In the continued Deoxys hunt, we're now over 13,000 resets. Here we are. We are going to get this yellow guy today for sure. We are, mate. I'm going to stay positive about it. I know I said before 13,000, but it's going to show up. It's going to show up today. It is. It was the one you moved the puzzle. Maths support this. I'm shiny. Shiny Rain Man. Don't say that. I'm gonna be in denial that it was not that one, Zach, but you could be right. Opening night live is on Tuesday the 20th of August, and the first day of Gamescom is on Wednesday the 21st of August. I'm guessing that Pokemon Presents will be then, possibly. Don't think that math makes sense, Zach. Each encounter is an individual roll of the dice with 8,192 sides. Could have got it on the first encounter or the millionth encounter. This is true. I like that. I like James maths better. Sorry, Zach. I'm gonna go with that. Imagine having a dice with that many sides. That's essentially what we're doing though, isn't it? Bug 13,040 is your guess. I hope you're right. We're creeping up on that ever so soon now, mate. Be nice if that was the one, and then we can finally say adios to Deoxys. We've done it. We've completed the challenge. Do we move on to Mewtwo after it though? That's the big question. I'm kind of tempted to. I'd like to do Mewtwo in this. I'd also like to do the Ho-Oh Lugia, because if we do the Lugia in particular, that'd be kind of a cool one to do, because we could, you know, when we're shiny hunting Lugia in the Soul Silver run that we're doing at the minute, it'd be nice to have like both hunts going on, one in Leaf Green and then the other in Soul Silver. Be kind of cool to do between the two. That's what I keep telling myself, that each encounter could be the shiny with my Roma hunt. Just want to be able to be on the move. My playthrough, I know how it feels, mate. It's horrible. I felt like I was eternally, there's 2 times in that hunt so far in that playthrough that we've done in Soul Silver that I've just felt eternally locked. And it was the starter hunt when we were just in Elm's lab forever. And then the other one was by Kurt's house for the Heracross, just headbutting those trees relentlessly. Just felt like it was never going to end. But it does, mate. Those Romas will come out shiny soon enough. You just keep going for it, mate. And don't give in. You will get the rewards. I promise. I promise. And it's going to be so good. Getting the legendary dogs from those games. Just, yeah. It will be so worth it, mate. Shiny luck incoming, bits of dreaming. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Tell you who we haven't seen this week, who I have missed, is Riley. I hope he's doing all right. We haven't seen good old Riley though for a little while. He's not been in yesterday or today. I'll have to drop him a message. I know I did speak to him on Monday, but very briefly. Very briefly. Got myself a Subway sandwich. Nice. D21. I hope it does as a shiny, doubles up a shiny luck. I hope so, mate. Sparkling power level 3 for psychic type Pokemon. The magic Subway sandwich. I played Briefcases Simulator when BDS came out. Oh, mate. That is like, yeah. I take my hat off to you for that, because that is a crazy hunt. Crazy shiny hunt. BDSP. Just the resets, the time between resets, and then doing the actual hunt itself, you know. Checking the Pokemon every time. Seeing it come out into battle. It's a tough one. But technically it should be easier than doing it in any of the older games, because the odds are halved. It's just the time it takes between resets just makes it such a grind, doesn't it? I think if I did it, I'd like to do it with like 2 switches. I think if I had 2 switches, it would make it a little bit more bearable. At least you're checking multiple. I mean, 4 switches would be the sweet point, I think. We're talking about the 24-hour stream and like maybe a couple of hours that is you talking taking us in doubles. I know it would be hard because people could look at your moves, but I hope that would be kind of fun to do if we did the 24-hour stream. Some battling as well, that'd be cool. Viewer battles, 24-hour stream. We could definitely in 24 hours squeeze in some double battles though. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah. Finally got the Turtwig. It was so worth it though. I love playing through the game with a shiny. I mean, that's what I mean. Like dedication to doing it, and then the payoff of having the shiny, especially Turtwig as well, throughout your whole run. It's worth it, mate. How many resets did it take you to get Bug? Such a cool one to get. I'm very happy though that you did it, mate, and you were able successfully to get the shiny. Are there sparkling power recipes without Herba Mystica? No, I think that all the sparkling power, like the level 3 level stuff, is all dependent on Herba Mystica. You need Herba Mystica for those. It took me a month from release to get my shiny Turtwig from the briefcase. James as well, mate. Saluting you both for those like commendable hunts. I think like I have so much admiration for anyone that does those hunts in BDSP, and that includes the Arceus as well. I know we've been doing the Arceus, we've still got that to finish, but there's no like rush with that one because it's not dependent on like Pokemon Bank closing down or anything. But I just think like the hunts in BDSP are a real grind just because of the loading time between the title screen and getting into the game and all of that jazz. Did you see the clip somewhere from BDSP where in the catching tutorial the rival catches the shiny Bidoof? The flex throughout the playthrough would be awful. Would have to shiny hunt immediately. I know what you mean. Oh, could you imagine? I hate those situations. It's like the Poochyena in Gen 3 where it can be shiny and you're just like eternally not able to catch that. It's like the biggest tease, isn't it? Riley hates us now. I guess that's why he's disappeared. Yeah, that's out. I did think that. I should drop him a message now. No, I don't want to put him on the spot. No, I hope he's all right though. Can't remember the exact number. It was around 5k though. So over odds as well, Bug. Mate. Must have felt so good when it like finally popped up as a shiny though. I've seen someone stream where Wally's Ralts was shiny. No way. Oh, that's even worse because Ralts is like one of those Pokemon that you just want as a shiny as well. Does it stay shiny as well throughout the whole run? That's I always wonder, like, if Wally catches a shiny Ralts, does it then stay shiny throughout every time that it appears through the games? Respised me. I almost reset over it. Glad I stopped myself. That's, I think my worry about the Deoxys hunt now is when I'm kind of like, when it does appear, I hope I'm not like just too distracted and lock in like automatically with just pressing the buttons. I've got a little person waving outside my window at me, trying to distract me, making me laugh. Got really lucky in BDSP, got Arceus and 17 resets. No way. Tulsa, that is absolutely ridiculous. I love to hear it though, because the amount of time it saved you, that must have felt so good. Like you're getting into the hunt and then you're thinking, I'm in for the long ride here. And then after 17, it's the dream getting it that early on. That's amazing. Congrats. And Shaman under about 300. Wow, that's crazy as well. Both bangers. If you went for, you need to go after the Darkrai now if you can. If you've got the members card, get that Darkrai. I feel like the luck will continue. You get the triple. Brian, good to see you, mate. How are you doing? Thanks for hopping in, joining the stream with us. There's a girl. What is this I hear about a 24-hour live stream? It is in the planning right now, so I will get it all confirmed as soon as I can. Let you know the date, when we'll be doing it, and everything like that. It'll be it should be a lot of fun. Back, wanted to go see what Sean was doing. He's kicking some ass right now. Sean's streaming right now, is he? Ah, he's doing some battling. Good to hear though. He's been absolutely caning it on the ladder recently, so I'm not surprised to hear he's doing well in game as well. It's gonna be nice to see. Hopefully he does well next season. I'm kind of secretly rooting for him. I'm not gonna say that to him though, but no, I hope he does well and has some good results going into next season. He's putting a lot of work into his competitive play at the moment, and I think he's got a lot of potential. So we'll see where it takes him. Funny, I saw it. Funny, I saw one. It was a shiny. Throughout. I still need to go for the Arceus, Shaman, and Darkrai. I've got the Darkrai. I need to do the Shaman. That's another one I would like to do at some point. But again, it's like the list is ever growing if we keep adding things to it. Arceus is definitely one. I think we're about 1300 resets into the Arceus now, so, but it was one that I was like quite happy to put on the back burner to do another time, just because there's no like time pressures with that one and getting it up into home or anything. It's going to be transferable for a long time going forward. It was about 800 for Darkrai. Wow, still really good numbers there. It's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, dude, just took out the 10th in the ladder. I don't know what that means, but have been doing some premium battling right now. That sounds brilliant. Yeah, so 10th on the ladder is like their rank on the ladder, which is like 10th worldwide, which is pretty crazy. He's playing on cart, right? So he's actually playing on the Switch. Yeah, the rank ladder. Or is he playing on Showdown? All of my BDSP resets have gone over odds except Dialga gotten 1,707. That's a nice one, but for the rest of them all going over odds, you feel like it should have been like Dialga popping up in maybe 2 or 3 or 4 encounters just to make up for it, right? He's on Scarlet and Violet. Wow, nice. So he is actually kicking some butt. What's he using? I know he mentioned Smeagol. Come on, Deoxys. Regiwalk was 6,069, Giratina was 5,004, and Shaman was 4,338. Yeah, even when you see like 4,338, you gotta think like that's still over odds. It's like, yeah, not lucky with any of them. I've still got all of my legendaries in Pal Park to actually go and hunt as well. One day, I might jump in and get them in those games. So streamer get a first encounter Articuno and first encounter shiny Dialga. Wow, that's crazy in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. The only one I've had in my first encounter is Kyogre. I got Kyogre and Ultra Moon on my first encounter, which is crazy. Yeah, never expected it. I found the Kyogre wormhole and I was just making sure I got the right amount of steps, so it was like as soon as I load into the game, it's just like that tap and the encounter starts, just to speed things up. And I dropped the save and then edged forward a little bit, and then I was like, okay, we got the good spot saved, and shiny Kyogre, there it was, first encounter. Crazy. It took me longer to find the actual wormhole for the Kyogre than it did the actual shiny hunt. Which is why I'm going to RNG Arceus. Yeah, I don't blame you, mate. A huge time saver, massive time saver for sure. Okay, friends, I keep always forgetting to ask this, but if you are enjoying the stream today and you haven't left a like already, if you have already left a like on the stream, thank you so much. The support means the world. But if you can drop a like, it is something free to do. It helps support the channel in ways that you wouldn't know, and it is massively appreciated. So drop down there, hit the like button, and help us get to that at least 100 likes before we get to what, 13,070 resets. I don't know, we'll say that, but thank you so much in advance for any of those. I got an Azelf in like 20 encounters in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I'm so happy. That is very nice. That's what we like to hear. Just had the sad thought of some kid not knowing about shiny locks and resetting for some legendaries. I know, mate. But then if they didn't know about the shiny locks, do you think they would know about shinies in general and know the process for resetting for them and things like that? That's what I always fall back on and think, nah, we're probably all right. We're probably not in that situation. Don't think like that, Matthew. It'll be all right. It's all right. It's all right. No one's out there soft resetting for Chen Pao. Yeah, I feel like the Latios was the one that did me so bad in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. 8,000 is just just so uncalled for. Just didn't need to happen. Thank you so much for all the likes, friends, and thank you, James, in particular. I need to start those event legendary hunts in Shannon Pearl, but I'm nervous because I was an idiot and just used my Master Ball on Palkia. That was probably worthwhile. You just stock up on Ultra Balls and have full swipe sleeper. Be nice having more Master Balls. You could do the lottery in Brilliant Diamond Shannon Pearl. You might get lucky and get another Master Ball. Sean's using a rental. Okay. Crimson, good to see you, mate. I'm doing good, my friend. I'm doing good. Still on plugging away at this Deoxys raid. I hope you're doing all right, mate. How you feeling about this shiny hunt? Still all right, mate. I think it's gonna happen. Like, I'm still staying positive, or trying to. Also, how long will you try and get the shiny, or will you just keep trying until you get it? Yes, mate. There is no giving up on this one. We will be going until we get it, whatever it ends up as. I'm hoping it's not plus 20,000 resets. I'm hoping we can get it before then. Thanks for the shiny luck. I was just checking my Alolan Raichu outbreak locations on my lunch break and got a shiny straight away. Very nice, mate. I hope it's got a mark as well. A lot of people are resetting for Chen Pao because of me. Right, Dad and Lee. Don't put me into this cycle. I had nothing to do with it. I love that. Now I'm part of it. No, I take full responsibility if I am. I'm up to 501,632 for shiny Chen Pao. Just a few more until 100k for Chen Pao. Little Timmy, good luck, mate. More power to you. It will eventually, it will eventually appear, I promise. It won't. It will never appear. Professor Oak has been lying to us the whole time. We will be here for the journey until you get it, Crimson, mate. I appreciate that. It'll be nice when we do finally get it. When you do, the Squid Squad glasses must go on for the entirety of this stream and the next stream. Yes, they must. I need to find them. They're not in this room at the minute. But yes, the entire next stream, I will make that vow. When we get the Deoxys, the next stream we do. Shiny Squirtle Squad glasses for the next one, the entire one. No mark, but hoping to get some shiny luck soon too. Good luck, mate, and I hope you do get some nice marks with the rest of those shinies when you do find them. No lies were told on your end, Professor Oak. Actually, that's true. You and Rad Dad do have living proof of shiny Chen power in your save files. Little Timmy, never give up. Thanks to you, Oak and Rad Dad. Little Timmy, mate. I just respect it. Respect the grind. Rob, I wake up every morning to see if you get it. You got this. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it, mate. We will keep going until we do finally see it shine. And it will eventually. Like every single encounter that we go into, we do have that chance. And it is gonna eventually. I just don't know the number that it's gonna go on. I don't feel demoralized at all or put off by it just yet anyway. I still feel like motivated to get it. I think because we've been on such a long journey so far for it, it just feels like, yeah. Honestly, little Timmy account has made my day. Laugh pretty hard. It is I've got my suspicions who I think it is, but we will never find out the true identity of little Timmy. Luke, how are you doing, mate? Good afternoon. Hope you're having a good Wednesday, mate. Great to see you as always. You come in maybe at the right time for this Deoxys to show up finally. No, I haven't seen it, Beefy. I'll have to check it out, mate. Petro, good afternoon, my friend. How are you doing today? Hope you are well. Yes, Luke, I did, mate. That Newcastle shirt with the sponsor change. Is that the one that you're talking about? Or is it a different one? Yeah, Beefy, I don't even know if I would guess right, even if I was given like 50 guesses. I just think, yeah, it'd be way off the mark. Yeah, he's so good, mate. It looks so clean, didn't it? McCune's lager one looked great. I wonder what the brown ale one would look like on there as well. Yeah, but I feel like that McEwen's one, it's like so clean. It looks so nice on that shirt, doesn't it? I'd be so tempted. I wonder how much he charges for it. I didn't have a look. Wish Chen Power and the fish one shinies. They're so good, aren't they? Hopefully they do some sort of event, you know, where they, I don't know, and we might need to wait till a future game before we can hunt them in their shiny forms. Kind of hoping not, though. I want to say, like, hopefully they do a mystery gift event for them, but there's always a thing where I'm like, I'd prefer a mystery gift event where they unlocked something where we could hunt for them in their shiny forms rather than just get them given to us on a plate. But, you know, been playing through Colosseum since Friday and so nostalgic. Really happy to be able to play my first ever Pokemon game again. That's awesome, mate. We've been talking a lot recently about whether or not we go into Colosseum after the Soul Silver run that we're doing, and then do a Colosseum run to try and get a shiny and then Ribbon Master it. I think it would be a nice little challenge to do. Just have to shiny hunt and pen and paper. Josh, how you doing, mate? Hope you're good. Was playing some Scarlet today and found a shiny Pichu and Palmy. Nice. Awesome shinies. Congrats, mate. Very nice. And thanks for dropping in by the stream. I hope you're having a great Wednesday yourself. Hopefully we can see this Deoxys shine soon. 100% agreed. Give the chance to hunt them, not just the shiny. Yes, mate. Just even if it's like a little island off Paldea or something where we could go and get them. It'd be so good, wouldn't it? It'd be so good. I can see. Close that poll. Shiny Deoxys is sick. I do love shiny Deoxys. Just wish we could snag it. That's all we need. Gotta go to work, fam. Hopefully see you all soon, but if not, I'll see you next stream. Mate, you take care of yourself. Have a safe journey. It's been awesome having you here this morning. And mate, if we don't see you later on, hopefully catch you tomorrow when we're back on. Imagine this extra year of Scarlet and Violet. They just say we unlocked all the shiny locked mons. Go wild. That would be wild. I feel like they'd have to respawn them though for those of us that have already caught them. You know, you should do Colosseum with your shiny Pokemon. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? Just doing all right. Great to hear, mate. I'm an American viewer, so always watch your raid guides the day they come out and try to do solo everything. That's awesome, mate. Thank you so much for tuning in and all the views and the support to the channel. Really appreciate it, mate. The Isle of Shiny Chenpao. There's the whole story there though with the old king of Paldea, you know, and the story about the rune Pokemon. There's that whole thing, the lore they could dive into. Whether or not they'll keep it for maybe, you know, a Legends Paldea game or something like that down the line. But there is a lot of lore there that we are yet to explore. Xia, how you doing? Dropping by. Your stream helping me relax at the moment. Continuous rains have caused severe flooding here in the Philippines. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope there's not any damage or anything. Our house inside is Shanghai flood. Oh, mate. I'm so sorry to hear that. Good thing we have 2 floors. Oh, mate. Really, my thoughts are with you, my friend, and I hope it eases up and nothing else gets any. I hope you've been able to kind of like remove some stuff so not everything's being damaged. That's horrible though, mate. And I hope you're doing all right outside of that and just kind of managing the situation. That sounds awful, mate. But thoughts with you, my friend, and thanks for coming in. Hopefully we can try and cheer or lift your spirits a little bit, mate. That's a 3rd DLC there. Or rumors. The Isle of Shinies. The Isle of Shinies. Could you imagine? I guess they could do it as raid events, special raid events. That's what they could do it as, maybe. Introduce the shinies as raids. You have shiny chances to get them. Had to grind for hours just to beat Colosseum. Yeah, I don't think it's a quick game, is it? I know I beat the Water Terror Pikachu the first time it came out, but I can't remember what Pokemon I used the first go around from your original build guide. Nice, awesome, mate. It was a Venusaur. I know a lot of people went to the Venusaur. I never actually, like, I ran through it with Venusaur once. It was pretty quick. But I just think the Laurent is superior for it, which is so good. Just because both got knockoff. And I think getting rid of that light ball just makes it so much easier against the PK, you know? Doo-doo. Right. Getting up to 13,100. And no Deoxys still. But it's gotta show up at some point. It has to. This is like the random thing, but have you heard the fan theory that Oak is like battle crazed and he used a red to clone him, and that's where Ash comes from, hence no dad for Ash, and red gets older. Wow, I've never heard that theory before, but that's I kind of like that theory. Through the games, Ash doesn't age. So Oak cloned himself. you could implement a special event for Pokemon with the Titan mark, what would you do? I think I would go for the one that we've talked about for the longest time here on the channel. I think I would go for a Deoxys raid, Mightiest Mark Deoxys, and I would have a mystery gift event. So it would run a lot similar like what they did for the Mew in the Mewtwo event, where the Rayquaza was shiny, and like I say, it would tie into the Pokemon Horizons series, because we had the kind of the glimpse of the shiny Rayquaza in that, and I think that would be the mystery gift, would be shiny Rayquaza for everyone. And when you took the Rayquaza into the raid, it would get an Omni boost, and then through the raid you would see the Deoxys transform into every single one of its different transformations, its different forms throughout the raid at different stages. So at different times the Deoxys would transform, and it would be ending up in its defense form at the end before you were able to take it down. And I think you would make it as hard as that Mewtwo raid, where you really generally needed to go in and do the raid with people online, but maybe make it a little bit more easier than the Mewtwo raid to be able to solo in game, so it made it possible. So then the Rayquaza that you get the mystery gift on ends up with the Mightiest Mark and the Deoxys, has a shiny chance. If I could customize it, I would allow it to be shiny huntable as well in the raid. That would be my Mightiest Mark Titan Pokemon that I would do if I could choose to. Imagine not getting after 16,000 resets. I know, mate, and there's a good possibility that that is gonna happen. Yeah, with Arboliva it makes it so quick, doesn't it? It makes such a difference. Redbeard, perhaps 13-1. Mate, I hope you're right. We're getting up to that now. We'll hit that soon, so we will find out soon enough. Hope you're doing well though, mate. Great to see you. Titan Mark Joltik. I like it. I like it. Need to shut up so we can continue the shiny run. We have a shiny hunted Rayquaza from Heart Gold Soul Silver. No, not from those games. We got shiny Deoxys, shiny Rayquaza from Ultra Sun about 9 months ago on the channel. So that was a nice one. We caught it in a Beast Ball as well, of all things. So that's a really cool one. That's in my copy of Scarlet and Violet now. Yeah. Shreej. I think we were the first Western YouTube channel to feature a solo of how to solo Mewtwo on YouTube. I think there was a Japanese channel did it before me, and I think I was the second one to feature a solo of how to do it solo. So it is possible. Yes, but we did it. We did it on the channel. It was a grind. I did it once and then I was like, I don't ever want to have to do this again. That Mewtwo raid is how I found you, because of your video I was able to do it solo, and I will never forget that feeling when it aligned for me with the Wind Norse horse. Mate, I love that. I love that, and thank you, mate, for the support since then. And I'm really happy that you were able to do it solo, because I know a lot of players continuously tried that Mewtwo raid solo and just never were able to align everything up. So yeah, there was another strategy with using Skeledirge as well, but the RNG was pretty heavy in the Mew, using Mew in the raid, but the Skeledirge would so much more precise RNG. There was one turn you needed everything to align, and if it didn't, it was out the window. So yeah, there is another one. I wonder, with more Pokemon that we have accessible now in the Indigo Disc and the Teal Mask, I wonder if there'll be other ways to solo if it ever did return. Maybe. I'm excited for the Dondozo raid. Bug me too, mate. I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge. I do. I think it'd be good though. I think the Mewtwo was the video first one I saw on your channel as well, but I never tried it. Tobias, if it ever comes back, mate, I would definitely give it a go if you've got time. Would you like a Ditto Mass Outbreak event? I would, Polly, to get a shiny Ditto. Yeah, it'd be nice. Because getting shiny Ditto without an Outbreak event is, yeah, it's a hard one. I tried to get one recently for Barish for his team for NAIC, and I went 5 or 6 sandwiches with just no luck, and I was like, I'm not going to get this in the time that I've got left to be able to get it, so I kind of give up on it. So it'd be nice to have one to be able to, yeah, for sure. Josh, yes, yeah, we soloed it. The video's on the channel if you ever want to check it out, if the event ever comes back again. Chimeri, oh my gosh, full odds goes crazy. I am doing good, my friend. Yeah, this Deoxys has been very stubborn. Ronan, Dan Squared came up with the dual Mew strat. The dual Mew. I don't know if I saw that. Dan comes up with some really good stuff though. I would love more legendary ones like that where the community comes together though. Maybe slightly easier to solo. Yeah, I agree with you. I would love to see some more challenge ones. And you never know, they might change things up enough where the Dondozo is one of those where like majority of people are going to have to go online to be able to do the Dondozo. So that might be the case. You know, I think with the Dragonite, it's quite likely that we might see something like that as well. Poly I've tried so many times. It's brutal. Like, you know, when so many times I was so close to doing it before I actually managed to do it. And you really need the stars to align. You need to be pressing the buttons super quick as well, because it comes down to such a fine margin at the end, you know. Unless you get very lucky at some stages throughout the raid with like critical hits at key points, then oh, it's such a grind. I would like to have raids like that again though, but I think maybe take your foot off the gas with the difficulty level. So it would be very difficult to do solo, but maybe not as difficult as the Mewtwo. They definitely made a big thing of Mewtwo though. If Deoxys does show up today, will you shiny hunt it tomorrow and so on? Does not show up today, yes, yeah, Crimson, yeah, we'll do it. I think I'm just prioritizing it now. I'm not dipping in and out of anything else until we get it. I think the first video I saw of yours was the Greninja raid, but I didn't know anything about vitamins at the time and was like, I don't know what he's talking about, but I'll use that Pokemon he mentioned. I know I make it's a huge mistake on my end, because, you know, I assume just being playing Pokemon for such a long time that I just make the assumption, and I shouldn't do this so much, and I'll try to be more aware of it, I think, in future videos, where I make the assumption that just everyone knows what these mechanics, hidden mechanics almost are with like EVs and IVs and stuff like that, and vitamins and what they do in nature mints and things like that. And I think sometimes with those videos it would be good to have just a little bit of an explanation. It doesn't need to be going hugely into depth, so I lose a lot of other people, but I think just kind of covering bases, because, you know, you're always going to have new people coming into the games, and then that's always stuff that needs explaining, you know. That Mewtwo raid was the one and only one that I did online with everyone using Mew. That was the opposite version, Paradox Soldier Justice mods. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I remember when it first dropped, and I was like, I was pretty confident that, you know, I thought it would be hard, but I thought you will be able to solo it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, for the video that I was like, obviously doing the video, I was like, there is no way that you can do this solo. When at the first hour to 2 hours I was doing it, I was just like, man, this is like impossible to do. And then it was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go online to do it, just to beat it, to get it, you know. Just crazy. And then yeah, it's a little while after, I think it was like a week after the solo build came out. Jace was trying to shiny hunt a 0 speed IV shiny Smeargle at the weekend, but the stars never aligned. Oh mate, I would say Masuda method hunting, that would be the best way to do it, you know, because I think you could guarantee almost getting like a 0 speed IV Smeargle from an outbreak, and then a 0 IV speed Ditto, and then Masuda hunt it, so you've got a better chance. And just keep your fingers crossed. There's no guarantees, of course, either, but yeah. I started to get lazy with most of the raids after I got my hands on Arceus. Yeah, Arceus just makes it like things so much easier, doesn't it? It's gonna feel so good when you get this. I know it will, Chimera. It will be amazing when we do finally see the shiny Deoxys pop up. Hopefully it's not too long. Sergio, how you doing, mate? It's been 200 years since it was last year. I know, mate. You've been ducking out on us. I'm kidding. Good to see you, mate. How you doing? It's hard when you have so many years in the comp scene, you know. If we get to kind of make it more simple for people, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like you just automatically assume everyone kind of knows, or is it on a similar page to what you know, but it's not always the case. I think I've become like a little bit more aware of that sort of stuff. Like definitely the last year and a half, I think try and fit things in, even if it like bumps up the video a little bit of, you know, you'll always get people that complain about it, like saying that stuff doesn't need to be in there. It's like with the raid videos, I always put in at the end because it only takes like 30 seconds to do, but it'll benefit like 1, 2, maybe 3 people that watch the video about respawning the raid dens, you know, because it might be the first time they're doing that raid event and they might not know that trick to be able to, you know, farm for Herba Mystica. So I always leave that sort of thing in there because I think there will be the majority of people probably not watching at that point anyway, but there will be that odd person that it will be beneficial for, you know. I was pretty lucky on Sunday playing Pokemon Go. I caught 18 shiny Tynamo walking around my neighborhood and a shiny Alolan Raichu from a research task. Then Monday I caught a shiny Shadow Machop. Nice, Josh. Some absolutely banger catches, mate. Especially those 18 shiny Tynamo. But the Shadow Machop, that is the one, mate. That is amazing. Congrats on all of that luck that you've had there, mate. Hopefully it continues when that next community day drops as well. You can include a list of how many vitamins and feathers you need in order to get the EVs from 0. Yeah, that's probably a good way to do it. Just on the side of the screen, just a little bit, just a very simple overlay. It'd be easy to do, you know. Yeah. When it's not full EVs and only like a certain amount, I never know what to give to do the amount. It can be complicated. I think like the feathers as well, because the feathers aren't something that are like a common thing. Like vitamins, I feel like everyone knows now because they've been so prominent throughout all the games, but the feathers are quite a new addition and only increase, I guess not new, but they are pretty new in terms of EV mechanics, you know, but they only increase an EV by 1 stage. You could do like a YouTube short explaining those hidden mechanics. That's true, yeah. We are certain this guy can be shiny. So many resets now. I promise you it can be shiny. It's just this one just deciding it doesn't want to be. 5 more shiny Alolan Raichu, still no Teensy. It's making me sad now, Hilly. I don't want you following suit with my Raichu hunt. You need to redeem the Raichu hunt for both of us. Can you give us a hint to what the competitive centric channel is going to be about? Obviously about competitive, but in what way? It's forever changing at the minute, so we'll see when it drops, mate. I want to do very specific player profile journeys on like one of the ideas I had was like player profiles on like very well-known players and their journey from when they first came into the scene and like how they had the success, and like look at key points in their journeys to say what was the turning point here, what tournament changed their success. Well, because I guess from being in the competitive scene for such a long time now, I've seen like similar patterns with a lot of players where, you know, they come in, they're kind of learning the ropes, and then they have that one event, and then from there things change with that player. And I want to look more in depth at that because I feel like those things, especially from speaking to the players themselves and like getting that input and like using tools from online and things, you know, information about tournament results, teams that they use, team comps and things like that. These videos wouldn't be quick or easy to put together, but I think it really would give it really good insight into be like, was this the thing that made this player so successful alongside like the hard work, the dedication, all these other things, but was there a turning point in that player's career that really made them? Like, off the top of my head, Arash Amati is a really good example of this. Like Arash through the 14 season had 13 season, had no results to his name, and then came out of nowhere to the World Championships. And it wasn't like Arash was a bad player or anything, but he wasn't ever at that level where you go into a tournament and you say, that player is so good, I could see them winning Worlds, because they have the qualities to win Worlds, because they've shown it, they've showcased how good a battler they are. Up to Worlds in 2013, this is no disrespect to Arash, but he had shown nothing to kind of make anyone think you could win the World Championships this year, or you could be a world champion. And then out of the blue, came in, won Worlds, and then from there went on to win national championships, regional titles, so on and so on, you know. So I think those sort of stories are quite good and be interesting to kind of delve into, but there'll be other stuff, it won't be just all of that. But that was my initial idea on it. We'll send people your way for guide videos. I always say check out this guy I've known for over a decade playing comp. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate that. The support is, I can't say thank you enough. Hopefully the guides keep on improving though. That's the big aim. I think I want to just keep making them better and better, so they're a bit more digestible for people and things like that. But I cannot say enough, mate, how much the sending people over is so much appreciated. Manager Shiny Teensy, but I'm hoping to get a bit more, like, sink my teeth into competitive play next season. I feel like I've got that like real hunger back to just dive in and want to play, want to do good at some events and stuff like that, and actually put the time in to be able to kind of justify feeling like I should do well at an event, you know, or want to do well at an event. But see what happens. Competition's so high, so I can't have any expectations. Just kind of work hard and see what happens. But I'm really looking forward to playing next season. What is the next community day event? I'm not too sure. We were talking earlier, there was one at the end of August, but I'd imagine there's more before then for the Poplar at the end of August. Which gimmicks do you think will be next gen? Do you prefer game without gimmicks? Bits of Dreaming, I would always prefer game without any gimmicks, if I'm completely honest. Like, but I get that is something that makes them probably a bit more enjoyable, a bit more entertaining to watch as from a spectator capacity, you know, because I guess the gimmicks add that like extra layer of anticipation, excitement, you know, and the drop of a hat can really flip games around, and that's what, like, you know, you want to watch as a spectator, you know, especially like even when you go back to Sword and Shield, it's like, when's the player going to Dynamax? When are they going to Gigantamax the Pokemon? Is it going to have the impact that player needs? Have they held on too long in the battle for it to have an impact here, or are they going to use it at the perfect time, you know? And it goes with Terastallization as well. There's always that kind of clamor in those games when the Terastallization comes out. Is it going to be a huge pop-off moment where it is so impactful in that one moment that flips the game on its head, or, you know, the one player looks like they're down and out and then they can turn a game back around and get a momentum swing. So with the gimmicks and stuff like that, I do see the value in them. Personally, for me though, I think it's just because I've like got an old competitive head on, and I came from a time when I learned how to play Pokemon, first off, there was never any gimmicks, so it was way more importance about board position and about switching, about leads, about like all that sort of fundamentals of the game, which are still really important now. But I feel like there was more emphasis on those sort of things when I was like leveling up through VG seasons. So I would always prefer that, but I don't mind gimmicks as well. For the next one, where could they go? Where could they go with the next gimmick, right? I tell you, I've always said it, I would love to see fusions, right? I think it's something that they've kind of dipped their toe in the water with since Black and White 2, where we've had the Cura, you know, we've had Black and White Cura, what's it called? Is it just Black Cura and White Cura? I don't know why my brain's going dead all of the moment, but we had Calyrex, we've had Ultra Necrozma, Ultra Lunala, you know, Duskmane and Dawnwings, Necrozma, all of those things. So we've had like a little bit of a taste with the fusion sort of side of stuff. I feel like they could go full blown with it as a gimmick. I just don't know how they would do it, but that would be kind of cool, I think, to see something like that. it's just because they've touched on it with other Pokemon that they could integrate it in with others, I guess. Outbreaks before Pelenos. Terra is the best gimmick. Terra is very good for competitive. I would say it's probably the most balanced gimmick that we've ever had for competitive play. I really do like it. I think it wouldn't be as balanced as it is if we didn't have open team sheets. So that decision, I think, from TPCI to have open team sheets in this format in particular was like, you can't really say how good a call that was to enforce that. Because I think closed team sheets, not knowing your opponent's Terra can make such a difference, you know. Sergio, thank you, mate. Been a thing since Gen 2, haven't they? Yeah. Similarly, I looked up locals near me to try and like ease my way into competitive because I've never really done it. That is very exciting, mate. I love that. But did find one like 2 hours ish away. See a boy might enter, just need a team. Mate, that is very exciting. When is it? I tell you, you know what you could do if you want to just get into it. I think just, you know, there's a lot of top players that'll have good results at a tournament or whatever, or, you know, recent regionals. NIC is a good one to look at examples for. Just to pick up a rental team to start with, you know, and practice with that and like just see if that is something that you're feeling comfortable with. Because I think like a lot of the time you just need that comfort level with a team, and then especially when you're starting out, because you're just learning kind of the ropes with competitive play. I think just go and have fun, just like take everything as like a huge learning curve, you know, and an experience, and then just kind of build from that gradually. And then if you get any really good results along the way, it's a huge bonus when you're first starting out, you know? Yeah, it is Black Kyurem and White Kyurem. Yeah, I feel like that just felt like it wasn't like, it wasn't the name that they should have been. It just feels so straightforward, but I don't know, like my brain's just having a moment there. Next gimmick is Battle Bonds, confirmed by Shiny Chen Power King. Mate, I would love to see the Battle Bond mechanic be expanded on. But I don't know if we are. I think it's just my tin hat theory, you know? The bond phenomenon, like we like to call it, like it's coined in the anime. But I don't know. Bond phenomenon. How would fusions work? Shared move typing. I think it would have to be like I think like they would almost do it probably, in my mind, how they would do it would be like how they've done it with Calyrex and Glastrius. So one of the Pokemon would be the dominant one that would have like the stats would be, the base stats would be carried from that one dominant Pokemon would determine what the base, like the IVs would be of the fused Pokemon. They would have a combined new base stat total. I think they would have 2 abilities as well. They'd probably get like keep one ability from like the dominant Pokemon and then have a new ability as that fused Pokemon, and then like a signature attack as well. Like, you know, like we've got Glacial Lance. So that would be, I guess, how I would see them doing it. But I feel like it would be hard to do over a huge pool of Pokemon, because you would only be able to fuse certain things with certain Pokemon. Otherwise it just gets, the workload for the developers just gets astronomically like impossible, because you couldn't just have like, I mean, in the ideal world it would be like, cool, what would it be like to fuse my Charizard with my Lapras and see, like, that's what I think a dream for every fan would be, to be able to fuse anything with everything and just see these endless results. But I just don't see that as being feasible, because that would not be a feasible thing. So I think it would have to be like when Megas were first introduced, almost, where it's really limited to a small pool of Pokemon, but big enough to be able to not have like such a centralized format as well. So there was definitely options, a lot of different options. So you like have, and I don't know, maybe 20 to, would 20 be too much? How many Megas did we have originally? In the first game, was that like 20 to 30? So I feel like that would be fine, right? So you would have like, you know, 20 to 30 fused final Pokemon that you could fuse them together with certain other ones. But I guess as well, would they give them such a buff where would you fuse in battle? Would that be it? So you would go from a team of 4 Pokemon to a team of 3 Pokemon, but that third Pokemon, so 2 Pokemon would turn into 1, so you would have 3, and then that 1 Pokemon that was fused would be like super powerful, like base stats through the roof, like 900 BST, maybe something like that. Fusion Pokemon were a thing in Gen 1 if you count glitches. Well, that's very true. Yeah, very true. New gimmick, special items which increase 1 stat of the Pokemon to double. Wow, that would be insane. That would be nuts. Could you imagine? Imagine how broke something like Dragapult would be with like double attack and clear body ability. Just absolutely whomping on everything. Does anyone know how common Kecleon is in Pogo? Finally got 10 best buddies for shiny Jirachi mission. Now I have to catch 10 Kecleon. Oh, that's so brutal. Because I think they only appear, do they appear on like Pokestops? I think Kecleons, I think they're pretty rare as well. I have several mons, mostly electric types, ready to go for the Dondozo raid. Hope it doesn't have Earthquake. Mate, me too, for your prep as well. It's going to be a good one though. It will be. I wonder, like, I can't see it having Avalanche and Earthquake. It might do. So I think it'll be one of the two. If it's got Curse, I feel like it's more likely to have Avalanche. But then Earthquake makes a lot of sense to me because I feel like in competitive play, I've seen it, you have Earthquake a lot more than I've ever seen it use Avalanche, ever. I don't think I've ever seen a Dondozo use Avalanche. So I don't know. That might be swaying my thoughts at this point in time. You can use rental teams in those. That's dope. I thought we had to build a team. Oh, I just meant for practice. No, like for actual events, you can't use a rental team. Unfortunately, you have to use something that's been built in game by yourself. But I just meant for practicing, you could try a rental team out. And if you like that rental team, then just build it in game yourself, you know. Could you imagine how crazy would this be, right? The 7-star Dondozo raid goes live tomorrow night, and at the start of the raid, there's no turn 0. All there is a random Tatsugiri appears in the raid and activates that commander ability. And Dondozo gets the Omni boost. Let's hope that doesn't happen. That would be horrible. Horrible. Turn 0, Tatsugiri appears, Dondozo rain dances, and then just spams surf. Imagine if they make a spin-off from Z moves like Mega Moves or something. And maybe, mate. Maybe. Yeah. I feel like I see one day. As far as Kecleon, I only play like 30 minutes a day. But I live in a city with tons of Pokestops. Oh wow, you see one a day. That's pretty good. Pretty good then. Definitely think it's going to have Earthquake considering mythology of the catfish. That's true. Very true, Brian. That makes a lot of sense for it as well. Probably see about 1 Kecleon per week. Estimate about an hour a day. JGN Pokes. That's not too bad. I think I've seen like 1 Kecleon ever. I live in a village though, and we don't have many Pokestops. Shiny Leafeon and a Hydrapple on standby. Nice, mate. I think Leafeon will be good because I think Leafeon's just got such a good high base defense stat. That was the reason why I chose it. And also Leaf Guard as well. So you can disrupt the Rain Dance or weaken the water type moves a little bit more. And you've got a way to get around the Yawn. And like, it just feels good in all levels with the Leafeon. The only thing that would make it a little bit awkward is going to be that Avalanche. Otherwise, I think Leafeon is going to be a really good shout for the raids, to be honest. Zelda song in the background. It's a sign. It's a sign. Sergio, I hope you're right, mate. I love that Zelda track, though. It's great. It's so chill, isn't it, mate? Well, now that you spoke it into existence. Why would a Tatsugiri show up? Well, Ronan, you know that in doubles, if you've got Dondozo and Tatsugiri out on the field, and Tatsugiri has a commander ability, the Dondozo swallows the Tatsugiri, right? And then the Dondozo gets an Omni boost. So It's a very specific mechanic. If you don't play doubles, you probably wouldn't know about it. But that's why the Tatsugiri would show up. If that happens and I've just spoke it into existence, I'm gonna just apologize right now. Okay, that's what I thought. I will let you know if I do decide to do it. Mate, awesome. Definitely, I would definitely go for it, mate. Definitely go for it. You'll have an absolute blast. Fireland, I would change it to Leaf God. You're not going to need to outspeed. The Dondozo's not going to outspeed your Leafeon. Like, Dondozo's like base 30 speed, so you don't need that speed boost at all. Whereas you definitely need the Leaf God if it's got Yawn, because you don't want to be put to sleep. And you can get around that just by setting the sun up, and it'll weaken the Dondozo in turn. So like, it's got really good synergy with the ability with what the sun does, etc. You know. Completed most of the Blu-ray Academy with Dondozo Tatsugiri combo. I'm just hoping it doesn't turn up to be the Ray. Yeah, I will whisper that's gonna make it way tougher. People are gonna go crazy, gonna be like, how am I meant to beat this thing? Like, yeah, this like +1 Omni boosted Dondozo, that will be really tough, especially if it starts stacking curses on top of that, you know. If it throws the Rain Dance up with curses and it gets that Omni boost, it doesn't matter if you resist water type attacks or not, you're going to be taking chunks. You're going to be taking chunks. Don't curse us. Sounds like a job for Malamar. I love that Captain Malamar appearing. I think you would need something with Clear Smog, fast Clear Smog user, or Haze to start the raid off with. Trying to think, Water Absorb. You want something with Water Absorb and Haze, like Polyrath works there. That's just something off the top of my head I know has Water Absorb and Haze. I'm sure there's other combinations. I'm not sure if there's any combinations that have Water Absorb and Clear Smog. Vaporeon. There we go. Vaporeon. So Terra Electric Vaporeon if it hasn't got Earthquake, or Terra Grass Vaporeon with Terra Blast if it has got Earthquake. There we go. Vaporeon might be the king once again. It might be returning. My fifth challenge is Scarlet and Violet is supporting public 7-star raids and helping them win with their terrible choices. David, you are doing us all a service, mate. You are not all heroes wear capes, mate, and you are one of those. Raids on hard mode for sure. Dondozo are about to be the new Mewtwo raid. It's a possibility. I'm kind of secretly hoping it is very hard, you know. I want the challenge. Whole thing. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you. Farlen, have a shiny Volcanion with Water Absorb. Farlen, how have you got a shiny Volcanion? Just out of curiosity, because that mythical is shiny locked. There's no way you should have a shiny Volcanion in your game. It's a nice shiny. I'd love it to be available as a shiny. It's golden. Like a golden water beast, water fire beast. Scheming raid builds for later today. Yeah, and kind of theorizing what the worst case scenario would be. Like, we're just talking about Dondozo coming in on that turn 0 before anything happens, a Tatsugiri popping up, and with the commander ability just jumping in the Dondozo's mouth, the Dondozo getting the Omni boost that's +1 across the board. It sets the rain up and then just starts chucking surfs, wave crashes out onto the field. Be horrendous. Professor Oak, thank you for coming by, mate. Have a great rest of your day. Hopefully catch you in tomorrow's stream. And yeah, take care of yourself, mate. Thank you for being here this morning and hanging out with us while we continue the hunt for the Deoxys. Pete, yeah. I got it in a trade from Sword and transferred it to Scarlet. Fair enough, mate. Yeah, unfortunately it is hacked, but I mean, got it in a trade. Just don't take it to a competitive event. If you ever play competitive Pokemon, don't take it there. Not that you would take a shiny mythical. Oh, I mean, probably better off taking that out. Put it in home if you took. Yeah. Yeah, Hennesman, I agree with you. I think the 6-star Dondozo is one of the tougher 6-star Terrorids that we've got in the game. So the 7-star, naturally going to be... There's no way it's going to be on the same level as that 6-star. It's going to be more difficult. So it's a 7-star raid. I think it will be a very difficult one. Pete, I'm not sure, mate. Probably. So maybe don't put it in home. Yeah, so don't put it in home. But then you would have put it in home to get it from Sword and Shield to Scarlet and Violet anyway. So it's been there, I would assume. So maybe not. Wiser, good morning, mate. How are you doing? I'm doing good, mate. I hope you're having a great Wednesday yourself. I'm going to use my Electros in the 7-star raid. It will sustain. I think that's a good choice, mate. Having the Levitate there to have the immunity to Earthquake, potentially Acid Spray as well. Yeah, it's a very solid choice. You've got a lot of options on Electros as well. I think it could be a really good shout. What did I have for breakfast, Sergio? We had no oatmeal, so I had one banana and a cup of coffee. sad breakfast this morning. There was like nothing. We need to go grocery shopping, so there was no yogurt, there was no porridge, there was a banana, and I was like, well, yeah, I didn't want bread or crumpets or anything. There was other options, but I was like, I don't really want any bread or anything. So I was like, I'll have a banana, I'll have a cup of coffee, and that, yeah, black coffee and a banana. Exciting, mate. How about yourself? I know you've had something absolutely phenomenal for breakfast. That's true, mate. Yeah, they do. Maybe that's what we needed for today, for today's hunt. MJ, thank you so much for the message and the good luck, and thanks for joining the stream as well. Great to have you here. Really appreciate the message as well, mate. I really hope the Deoxys does show up soon. Can't believe we're so many resets into it. Gonna be riskiest of keeping it in home in case they update. Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah. Do you think you're going to live in England your whole life? Yes, mate, probably. Yeah, I can't see me moving abroad. I don't know. I would never rule anything out, you know, but it's home, isn't it? It's hard to kind of be like, see myself moving anywhere else, like to another country, you know. Coffee and strawberries for me. Strawberries, nice. Just crossed my mind. Did you finish the decks in home for the Pokeball Magina? I haven't yet. No, I haven't, mate. I've still got a few Pokemon to cross off on that list. Sure, time to crack a Sprite in hopes of seeing some lemon and lime on stream. Cheers, Lee. Best of luck. Joe, thank you so much, mate. You guys are giving me all these ideas, so for the next stream we need to have some Sprite. It's a great idea. I need to wear all orange, I think. I need to have some bananas on hand. We can just have like this crazy let's lure out Deoxys party. That's a good idea, Muffin. I would love to do that. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to. I don't know how many I need. I probably don't need that many, I wouldn't have thought. And is going to prefer 7-Up. 7-Up or Sprite. It's one of those ones where I never drink it enough to be like, I prefer one or the other. I need to get them both side by side and do a proper taste test. Wear shiny and Mega Chen Power face paint too, yeah. Full face. In your opinion, what should be a foreigner to England like me plan for a vacation to England? Let's say for about a week. What to do, where to go, what to see. It depends what you like, because obviously, and where you're going in England as well. There's so many things I could suggest, you know. Do you want to learn about like the history of the country? Do you like doing that sort of thing? Do you want to just have like nice scenic things to see? You know, there's like, it's really difficult for such a small country. There's so much you could do. There is really so much you could do. But I'd always recommend like some like definite things to tick off the list if you're coming in to the UK to do that I think would be worthwhile. I think find on the go to the coast, so go to a beach somewhere, or a town or village on the beach somewhere in the UK. I would say, you know, not in the city. Don't get, I would say you have to get fish and chips when you're here, and not from a city. Don't get fish and chips from a city, because I would always say they're probably not that great. I think you need to go to a proper seaside chip shop, and you will get probably a real authentic fish and chip experience, because I think it's like, you probably don't get that really anywhere else in the world. So that, the beaches as well here. I think there's some really nice coastline in the UK, so there's always that. Ice cream on the beach. Lots of castles in the UK as well, so depending on where you visit. What other things? Roast dinner as well. You need to have a roast or a carvery, like, and you need to find, I think the thing to do is find a nice pub, like a proper old man pub, and you know, go there and have a carvery on a and it's normally 1 day a week, so it would be a Sunday, so you'd have to plan it out. Brighton for fish and chips. I'm going to be biased though. I'm always going to say the northeast of England. You're going to have to go a long way. Northeast of England, or up along the coast of Scotland. There's some amazing places. But, you know, Blackpool back in 2001. See? It's right on the coast as well. If you want a castle and beach, go to Hastings. We could go up to Bamburgh. Bamburgh's a great place for a great castle experience. You've got Bamburgh on the beach. That's in Northumberland. I mean, you're going out your way, but if you're doing like England, then Scotland, you can kind of stop on the way before you go into Scotland. Bamburgh's a great place though. So you go up to Bamburgh. You've got the castle on the beach. It's a really nice castle. And then you could get fish and chips there as well. Carvery as well. Some nice pubs up at Bamburgh. But yeah, I'm thinking that Electros with gastro acid would be very handy to remove ability. If the Dondozo has unaware, for sure. I think the gastro acid would be very good in that situation, yeah. Just caught a personality mocked Pichu. These outbreaks are busted. Nice, David. Congrats, mate. Brighton is the best place. Oh, I don't know, mate. I don't know if I can't get on board with you there. I've had some, like, I tell you, the best fish and chips that I ever had is the little town called Amble up in northeast. The Chippy in Amble is probably one of the best places to ever get fish and chips. I've never really had amazing fish and chips when I've been down south compared to what I've had in the north. I just think the north of England know how to do it. I'm biased though. Don't forget about Holy Island. Exactly, Jazzy Girl. Holy Island, great place to go. You can get some Lindisfarne mead from there. Great mead as well. But I have the northeast bias, don't I? So I'm always going to say that. And then you got Somerset as well. Come down to Somerset. You can, you've got Glastonbury Abbey. You've got Glastonbury as a town. You've got the Tor as well. You've got Cheddar Gorge as well, which is quite close down here. That's where cheddar cheese was invented. They still make it there down there now. You can go into the caves where they aged the cheese in and things like that. There's lots of stuff. Down this way, yeah, there's loads of little things. Skeg Vegas. It has Watervale as its hidden, yeah, hidden ability, Watervale for sure. is probably what we'll see, which means like you can't burn it, but I think it's like the better of the ability for it to have out of the 3 that it has access to. Sergio, you had no idea about the town of Cheddar. Yes, mate. It's a very cool place. Very cool. It's like literally like, what, 20 minutes for me in the car to go there. It's a cool day out as well. Yeah. So you can actually go in the caves there as well. And they've got the cheese making factory where they still make cheese now. So like an interesting point is as well, for to have authentic cheddar cheese, it has to be made within like, I think, is that like a 10-mile radius of the place of cheddar. If it's not made within that area of the country, then it's not official cheddar. Yeah. I need to go there. It's good, yeah. You can have like tasters, get loads of different cheeses and things there. David, I love a good mead, but those are like 1 to 2 times a year drinks straight. Oh, mate, yeah, they're so sugary. I think they make it with honey mead. They make the, it's like the recipe the monks used to use on Holy Island. They used to make it with it. Never heard called Skeg Vegas. I know, me either, mate. I love that. Finally being able to get a shiny mudkip in Oras. And it's a female. No way, Kenda. That's amazing. Congrats. Female as well, shiny in Oras. So happy for you. Congrats on an amazing shiny. That is absolutely amazing. Shiny little pink mudkip. Absolutely brilliant. You just blew my mind with all the cheddar facts. Does it actually taste different than crafts? Mate, you would not believe. You would not believe. I feel like I need to send you some. And Phil Tall, there you go. I mean, yeah, even if you're not a Liverpool fan, I think it's like, you know, I think there's lots of stuff in Liverpool as a city. Liverpool's a great city to go and visit. I mean, a lot of the cities in the UK are brilliant, but Liverpool especially, beautiful city, lots to do there. If you're a Beatles fan, you got the Beatles Museum, like Poshna said about the Liverpool Stadium tour. You've got all of that. The history there is just amazing. And if you're Geordie like me, you can go up to Newcastle. You can have one of the best nights out you'll ever have in the UK up in Newcastle. You can go and have a stadium tour of Newcastle United Stadium. You can have a look at the one token trophy that we've won in the last 60 odd years. But if you were ever over to go to a football game, if you want to go to a football game, try and go to St James's. I mean, you've got so many good options. You got like the Emirates or Spurs, really great atmospheres in those grounds, nice grounds as well in London. You've got Man City, you've got Liverpool, Everton are going to have a new ground soon as well. Then you got Newcastle, St James's Park, always good atmosphere up there. There's lots of good places, like any Premier League game, even Championship game would be good to go to if you wanted to here. It's crazy, yeah. I don't know, maybe not. George's Chippy in Newcastle, one of the best in my opinion. Chipmunk, whereabouts is that? You know what, the Chippy that I used to love up in Newcastle was so if you're at the central station and you come out, you cross the road, there's a subway and there's like an alleyway that would take you up to I can't remember what the street's called, but you go up an alleyway. As you walk through the alleyway, there's a pub called Rafferty's, and you get onto the top street past Rafferty's, and there's a Chippy on the corner there. I'm trying to think where it's near. It's near the O2 Academy, and there's a Chippy around there. I don't know what it's called, mate. That Chippy is like absolutely amazing Chippy. Yeah, we used to go to that a lot in college. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, Clayton Street, that's the one, mate. Yeah, and there's a Chippy on the corner to there. Ah, banging, mate. And they sell pizza in there as well, and they sell it by the slice. Pizza's great. Chippy. Ah, it's just, yeah. Rafferty's as well. Still going rich, yeah, mate. Probably not for that much longer, but yeah, Raff's is a pub. One of the best pubs. We used to go in there after college. We used to sit in the back, and then where the jukebox is, you just put tunes on, just have a few drinks. It's great. And then afterwards you go to the Chippy, and then go up to the bus station and get the last bus at like 11:30 home. Good times. remember last season seeing on the TV Newcastle's atmosphere when they played PSG, and oh mate, that was like, you know, when your hair's got like tingling, like spine tingling, that atmosphere, crazy. Yeah, so amazing. Like there's no way I could have got a ticket for that, but just even watching it on the TV, you know, just incredible. And knowing what the ground's like, because we grew up, me and my brother, and we shared a season ticket, so we'd have like alternative games that we'd go to. Yeah, just magic, mate. Absolute magic. Getting so hungry for fish and chips. Yeah. Have you heard of Shrek's Pizza in Manchester? I haven't, but there's another place. There's some really cool places to eat in Manchester. There's a really cool barbecue place. I'll have to find out the name for you guys. And then you've got that restaurant. I can't remember what it's called, but they like insult you and swear at you and just throw your food around when you go in there, which is quite funny. But yeah. Right, friends, I think I'm going to stop it at 13,200, and this is going to be the last one of the day. We're going to do our talking to, and then we'll call it a day, and we'll have to come back to this one tomorrow. That's it. Karen's Diner. I really want to go there, yeah. But don't get me wrong, Hennisman, I love Brighton. It's a nice place, but just ignore my northeast bias, because from there I'm going to have that bias. Last one, let's see. Can it be shiny, or is it going to just disappoint us like every other Deoxys? It's going to disappoint us. But we had a good crack at it. Thank you, everyone that's come out to the stream today, left a like, supported, everything like that, new subscribes, everything, and just hanging out and just generally being awesome people like you always are. Thank you so much, friends. Really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, with more Deoxys. So enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're up to, and we'll have another crack at the whip tomorrow. So yeah, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed some of the stories that we've had on today's stream. We've had all sorts of topics today, and it's been a fun one. It's been a really fun one. So friends, I will leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourself. Know that you are massively appreciated as always, and until next time, see you later. So take care, friends. Bye bye.